that you have about me.
Just run mocking. Furthest from my Can't do it. Yo, what's good? All right. Yo, what's good? Can you guys hear me? Bet. Let me know if y'all can see everything. I was trying really hard to get everything aligned. It just, for some reason, I wasn't able to get it aligned right. So this is as good as I can do. Let me know if y'all can see the whole prompt. See Kamala, all these jokers. That's what it do. Bet. Okay. What up, y'all? Let's keep tapping. Let's like the live. We get going in a second. I'm just trying to make sure we get, everything's all squared away first. And then I'll be able to start. Make sure everybody on the YouTubes, we good over there on the YouTube. What up? What up, man? Hope everybody's having a great Saturday. What up? We're going to talk about this one. We definitely got to talk about this one. This shit right here. I ain't going to even hold y'all. Daryl Long Simp God. It's a funny name. Appreciate you, Empress. This is crazy. So, Kamala Harris has been bought. Name a politician that hasn't been bought. Exotic Eruptions Art. Name a politician that doesn't have name a politician that hasn't been funded by a big corporation. She was paid handsomely to make what statement? What you talking about? What up? I personally don't care if you like Kamala or if you don't like Kamala. This is not, before I get into this, I couldn't care less if you vote for Kamala, if you don't vote for Kamala. I don't care. I just don't. I couldn't care less about it, to be honest with you. This has This has zero to do with to me, with electoral politics. I don't want to discuss electoral politics right now. I think it's boring for me. For some people, it's exciting and that's what they do. It's not exciting for me. I did it for a long time and I don't subscribe to it anymore. So I don't want to talk about that. Y'all can come in here and tell me you voting for Kamala or you with Kamala and you back the I don't care. Couldn't care less about that. This is not, this is identity politics. Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. I couldn't care less about who you voting for. Y'all can make the statement here, take a stance and put your flag in the dirt for Kamala. Like, fine. I don't care. That's fine. Well, however you guys feel about her is however you feel about her. I have my feelings about the Democratic establishment. I have my feelings about Kamala Harris personally, as well as Trump and so on and so forth. I just don't. I don't care, right? People treat politics the same way they treat religion. To me, most people's politics very rarely make sense to me. When I start to talk to them about politics, most people are caught up in identity politics in our country, and that's what it is. So it's hard to have these conversations. I would rather talk about this with people who are more like-minded with myself. I don't want to argue with anybody. I'm not here to tell you who to vote for. Don't care. Let me take that back, by the way. Let me say this. The way that I view current American politics is like this. I think there is one party, right? And I think there's one party, and the one party is owned by it's a corporate party. Either party, whatever you want to say. You could say there's more black people in this party. You could say there's more women in that party. You could say there's more white men in this party. I don't care. They're all bought and paid for by corporations. All of them. All of them. Both parties, every single politician in office right now, bought and paid for by corporations. Every single one, right? On the federal level, without a doubt. Every single politician. Every last one. So I don't go back and forth about which one is worse, because that's really all the discussion is about in 2024, right? And it's probably been like that for black people specifically, but for working class people, it's probably been like that since the inception of this country, right? You know what I'm saying? Like probably it's probably been somewhere around there. You could say FDR, he was the one that did. I think FDR, maybe you could say freaking what's his name, Abraham Lincoln, but both of those dudes are racist too, right? So don't even care. But since both parties are bought and paid for by corporations, I personally think that both of those parties should be consolidated into one party for corporations, and then we need a party or multiple parties for people, right? So we need like a workers' party, we need a labor party, we need a libertarian, like a true libertarian party, not some right wing. They're still going to vote for a Republican right wing party, whatever. But I think we should combine both of those parties and whatever. So when I look at Kamala, when I look at Trump, when I look at Biden, when I look at Obama, when I look at these people, when I look at Mitt Romney and I look at Nancy Pelosi, I don't see much difference personally, because I don't care about what they look like. I'm talking about on paper. When I look at their policies, they look very similar. They look very, 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 very similar, right? But when it comes to Republicans specifically, we have right and we have far right in this country, right? We have a right wing country or a far right. Those are the two parties. I won't even say centrist, because they're not centrist. We have a right wing establishment, which is the Democratic establishment, and then we have a far right wing establishment, which is the Republican Party, right? I will never, ever, ever, ever consider voting for a Republican. I think that that's crazy. I think as a working class person, as a black person specifically, as a woman, whatever, the only people that I can see making any sense voting for a Republican is a white T man, not even a white T woman. It's literally just a white T man, and that man must be making high six figures. And I'm like, okay, I could see why he would be. I could see why the Republican establishment would appeal to them. That's it. That's it. Everybody else, I think you're, you know, it's identity politics. You're racist. You're sexist. You know, whatever the case may be. That's what it is. It's a lot. It's a lot of that going on in these elections. It's a lot of people, like, which will bring me to my ultimate point. When it comes to black men specifically, black men when it comes to Trump, right? We like Trump's brand of misogyny, right? We like that Trump says the things that other people are afraid to say, right? That other white T people are afraid to say, that other men are afraid to say, right? He says the things about women that men are afraid to say. He says the things about non-white T people that white T people are afraid to say, right? So you have an appeal from he appeals to racist white T men, right? A lot, because they like his brand of misogyny and they like his racism. He also appeals to black men because they like the black men love his brand of misogyny. Black men love Trump's brand of misogyny. We love that, right? So and every man in between, I'm just going black, white right now, but every man in between, Latino men love it, Asian men love it, like whatever, like the men who really gravitate towards Trump, that is a reason why that they like Trump. Yeah, exactly. They like his authoritarian approach to stuff. Things of that nature, because that's how they want to rule their homes. When you listen to them, what do they say? We're the leaders. Men's supposed to be the leaders. We supposed to be like it's all, always what we're supposed to be. But Trump he is the thing that they want to be in so many ways, right? In that regard. Now, aside from the fact that like Trump is like not, you know what I mean? Like he's not a cool guy. You know what I mean? Like he's not suave. He's not like Obama. Like Obama was like smooth and educated and witty and charismatic, and like Trump's none of those things. He's like slovenly and he's sloppy and he's undereducated, and you know what I mean? He's always in over his head, it seems like, and he can and it seems like he needs everybody to tell him how to put his socks and shoes on, like, but they don't care about they don't care about any of that. They just like when the lights come on and he makes all of those like weird, like dumb little immature faces when when people are debating him, and he's and doing all that corny stuff, and he has those little stupid one-liners, and you know what I mean? Like they like that stuff. And black men don't mind Trump's gracism. They don't mind it. They don't mind that. They don't mind what, like Trump just said, voting for, I mean, when Obama said, if you don't vote for me, then you ain't black, black people drug him. Right? I remember the black Trumper dudes was like, oh, see, he thinks look at him. But they was quick to call that out, as they should have, by the way. When Hillary Clinton went on the radio show and was talking about the hot sauce in her purse, right? Yeah, I thought I said that. I didn't say Biden. Did I say Trump? I'm sorry, not Obama. My bad. When Biden said that, my fault. When Biden said that, yeah, they drug Biden, and rightfully so. When Hillary Clinton was talking about she got the hot sauce in her purse or whatever, they came, they came at her or whatever, right? And rightfully so. She was pandering to black people. She was trying really hard. He was trying really hard, whatever. when Biden goes around and says that he learned so much from being raised in a black evangelical church, drag him. I don't care. I'm all drag these people when they say stuff like that. When Kamala was talking about her being bussed in and tried to blame Biden or whatever, drag her for that type of. That's like that. You virtue signaling. Yeah, get out of here, right? She said all of that and then ended up being his VP. she said this man was a Jim Crow era racist, and then decided to be his VP. Like, what? Why? Why would you do that? That's crazy. That doesn't make sense to me. But anyways, so but the thing about Trump is that or I don't but when Trump just said the other day or yesterday when he said that who you gonna vote for, the white T man or the black person? When Trump said that, where are all of y'all? And where are all of you black male, Kamala Harris haters? Where are y'all at? Why aren't y'all dragging Trump for saying that? For all of y'all that was out here wilding on Biden for saying, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. Where are all of you guys to drag Trump for saying something that was 10 times more racist than what Biden said? You want to talk about saying the quiet part out loud? That was 10 times more racist than anything I've heard from Biden on his campaign the last time. Right? When he just was talking about, he said who would you rather vote for? The white T guy or the black woman? Right? So yeah, that is 10 times. White T man telling me what's 10 times more racist. That's 10 times more racist to me. What Trump said. That was crazy. I don't know. I don't know how else to tell you. That's like the other one you could kind of construe as like a joke. You know what I'm saying? You could take it as a joke. You don't vote for me, you ain't black. Like, that's a joke. You know what I mean? Like, but it shouldn't have been said. Like, you can't say that. You can't joke like that as a president. You know what I'm saying? Or any white T person, to be honest with you. But what Trump just said was crazy. When Trump just came out right now and said, Christians, vote for me. You don't have to, and you won't have to worry about voting anymore for the next, in the next. If you vote for me now, Christians, you don't have to worry about doing it again. Like stuff like that. Like why aren't you guys dragging him for saying stuff like that? Right? That doesn't sound crazy to you? Hearing a white team, hearing this man talk about basically creating a Christo-fascist state in America. That's what he all but just admitted that's what he's gonna do if he gets elected. He almost just admitted that, right? Just right out in the open. I don't know if you know this black man that love Trump. A neo-fascist or a Christo-fascist state doesn't include us. We aren't included in that. I just want you guys to know that. We black people, there's no room for us outside of worker bees in a Christo-fascist country. There's no room for us. I want you guys to know that, right? There's no room for black men. There's no room for black women. There's no room for us. So when you hear a white T man say that, that is a huge dog whistle that should make any reasonable black man go, I can't what? Oh, wait, whatever you thought before, when he says stuff like that, you instantly should go, okay, I'm out. I'm not voting for him. Now, I'm not, once again, this is not me telling y'all who to vote for after that, but I'm saying that's automatic. That's an automatic fail. There's no like tax write-off or like whatever that is worth that vote. In my mind, it doesn't make sense. There's nothing that you guys can say to be like, well, I'm going to look past that because I think Trump's going to really do something with the Next Step Act, the First Step Act. I think he's going to do it another, like, who cares? that cancels out everything that he's going to do after the fact. If a white T man gets on stage and says, I'm going to vote. I'm sorry, Christians, you don't have to vote anymore after I'm in office. Red flag. Boop, 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 boop. Even if you're black and you're Christian, even if you're black and you're Christian, that should send off that should send off alarms. Your brain should be like, whoa, what? What do you mean? What's going on here? Right? So he plans on never leaving. Even crazier. So, yeah. So with all that being said, black men are on the attack. And black men are, if you disagree, you can come up. You don't have to stay in the comments and say weird stuff. Mixed sale. Mixed sale, you can come up. If Mixed sale doesn't come up, you can mute him for the rest of the live. Actually, matter of fact, Maz, mute Mixed sale for the rest of the live. He can come up and say it with his chest, though. I would love, I definitely want to hear this. Yeah, go ahead, brother. How am I brainwashed? And who brainwashed me? You brainwashed, bro. Okay. How am I brainwashed and who brainwashed me? Kamala Harris brainwashed you, bro. I'm not a Kamala Harris supporter. So who you voting for? What? Who you voting for? I don't know. I might vote for Cornel West. I might vote for Jill Stein. I don't know. It's up in the air right now. Fuck Cornel West, nigga. Trump 2024. Okay. You got it. Thank you. Yeah. Matter of fact, block mixed sale. You can block him from the live forever. Anybody no, CJ, I'm not wasting my vote. I've been voting for longer than you've been alive. And no, I ain't gonna even hold you. No, with all due respect, I've been voting longer than you've been alive. Trust me, I ain't wasting my vote. I know how voting works. There's no such thing as wasting your vote. That's something that the establishment tells you, that you're wasting your vote. There's no such thing as wasting your vote. Nobody is owed your vote, right? And I'm gonna give you guys a quick rundown of how politics is. It's supposed to work. Nobody is owed your vote, right? Nobody is owed your vote. So they have to earn your vote. Now, you can set up your own litmus test for how people earn your vote or lose your vote. But for me, I make people earn my vote. So if you don't align with me, if you don't support the policies that I support, I don't vote for you. I don't vote based out of fear. You can never get me to vote because the other party is worse than I won't do it. I don't vote in that way. And I'm not shaming people who do. I'm just saying I don't vote that way. And if you do, that's fine. But please, please, by all means, do not come in my face on about I'm wasting my vote. That's disrespectful. I'm not telling you wasting your vote by voting for whoever you want to vote for. That's disrespectful. I'm just letting you know. I'm not telling you guys what to do. I'm just calling it like I see it as far as it's concerned. Like I said, if you're a black man and Trump gets up on stage and basically alludes to starting a Christo fascist country, right? Turning America into a Christo fascist country, that to me should be a disqualifier in my mind. And I'm just educating you. I don't know if y'all know what that means, but I feel like a lot of us don't know what that means. So I'm just here to tell you, a neo-fascist or a Christo-fascist country does not have room for black people. So if you're a black person and you care about black people, if a white T man who is running for president gets on stage and basically alludes to starting a neo-fascist or a Christo-fascist country, you should run for you should just turn and run. It just doesn't make any sense. Once again, I'm not telling you can vote for whoever else you want to vote for. You can vote for anybody that's not saying that. Let me put it like that. I don't care who you vote for. That's crazy though. Like, to vote for that person is kind of a little crazy to me, right? As a black person, I don't understand that. That's what I'm saying. There are certain things that I don't like. I can rationalize people voting for Kamala Harris, even though I'm not. I can rationalize it. It makes sense to me. right? Because people are really, from reasons I just stated with Trump, some people are really, really scared. They're like, oh man, we got to stop Trump. By all means, stop Trump. Cool. I get it. Vote for him. Vote for Kamala, vote for Biden, vote for anybody in Democratic establishment. That's on you. I can actually understand. I can actually understand that. But as a Black person, I don't understand why you would ever vote for Donald Trump outside of you like his brand of racism and or misogyny. Because politically, what is he going to do for you? You're a working class person, Black, white, or otherwise, doesn't matter. What is Trump going to do for you? Name the policy that Trump is running on where you're like, man, that's going to put money in my pocket. Name the policy that Trump is running on where you like, man, that's going to really clean up this environment. Name the policy that you're like, man, this is going to make the world better for my children. Just name it, because that's the only way that anybody can get me to vote for them is based on their policies. I can't vote for you outside of your policies. I don't care what you look like. I don't care what you sound. I don't care if you're a Black woman. I don't care if you're a white tea man. I don't care. I care about your policies and how believable you are, right? If you can make me believe you're actually going to fight for the things that, you know what I'm saying, that you say you're going to fight for, I will, and those things align with, I'll vote for you. You probably are going to get my vote. You're probably there. But the problem is that most of these people, I don't believe them. I don't believe that Kamala Harris is going to fight. I don't think she's going to do anything when she gets in office. Same way I knew Biden wasn't going to do anything. Same way I knew Obama wasn't going to do anything. That's why I never voted for him. Because all you got to do is look at who's giving them money. If they're getting money, if you go to opensecrets.com and you look at who's donating to them, and it's super PAC, billionaire, millionaire, movie star, USC, Harvard, down oil, big oil, that you already know what they're going to do. Citibank, Citigroup, B of A. Like, as soon as you see that stuff, who cares? Who cares if it looks like her? Who cares if it looks like like, at that point, they're going to do the same thing. Like, let's be for real. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's be for real. That's what I'm saying. That's why you can't consolidate the party, right? Consolidate the two parties, have a party for corporations, right? Since we live in a capitalist society, let's have a party for corporations, and then let's have a party for the working class. Let's have a party for the corporations. Let's have a party for the working class, right? That's all I'm saying. And I know, like I said before, this is why I stopped talking politics, because the vast majority of people, to me, it's a waste of time. It's like talking about religion. We're not having a logical discussion about politics right now. People are mad at what? What are you upset about? Because I'm stating the obvious, like, just facts. Like, where's the pushback? Kamala Harris, she just raised $100 million. Who gave her that money? She just raised $100 million in one day. Who gave her that money? I didn't give her a penny. Y'all didn't give her no money. Where did she get the money from? She got it from corporations. Okay, cool. So that's step number one. If she got it from corporations, you can go look, Yellow, you can go look up and see how much money she got from private donations versus corporate donations. Private donations don't even matter. Of the 100 million, let's say she got 10, 96 million was not from Joe's campaign. That's a lie. She hasn't gotten that money. Y'all got to know your facts. But anyways, the vast majority of the money she got was from corporations, right? The vast majority of the money she got was from corporations. If a person gets a lot of money from corporations, why do you think a corporation would give a lot of money to a politician? We all know the answer. Let's be adults. If a corporation gives you a lot of money, what do you think is going to happen once you get in an office? If big oil gives you a ton of money, and big pharma gives you a ton of money, and Netflix gives you a ton of money, and Walmart gives you a ton of money, like, what do you think you're going to have to do for these corporations once you get into office? You're going to have to appease them. Everybody know, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't be understanding, like, why why can't we have this discussion rooted in logic? Why do we got to go to this extreme where it's like, oh, Kamala, like we got to ride for Kamala? Like, no, I'm not doing that. You can say I'm voting for Kamala and I'm gonna hold my nose and vote for Kamala, and I'll rock with you. But as soon as you start acting like that, like she gonna do something different, or she's like some aspirational like character in this story, like that's when you lose me. I'm like, get out of here with that shit. The Democratic establishment just played the whole country. They literally they put her as the VP. Why? She got 0 votes in the primary. She literally got 0 votes in the primary. 0. Nobody voted for her. She dropped out. She got 0 votes. Then they made her the vice president, and then with the people. By the way, this is not no conspiracy. I'm just telling you what people were saying about this 5 years ago when they put her at the whatever. They said that they were like, oh yeah, they're gonna make her president. Everybody figured out what happened because that's what they do anyway. We just know that they usually run the vice president as the president, right? That's fine, right? We saw it coming. But the thing that we didn't see coming was they wouldn't allow us, the people, to vote on it, right? They didn't allow us to vote on it. So they took away that wasn't a democratic process for her to become the presidential nomination. There was no democracy involved in that. They made the decision for us. They also made it with Joe Biden. They said, nah, we're not running again. They literally took away the democratic process from the hands of the people. That is a reality. That's what happened. Y'all could say you could say you don't mind that, you can overlook that. That's fine, but that is what happened. That's exactly what happened, right? Why do you think they didn't want to run her up against a bunch of different people? Because the last time they did it, she got destroyed on stage by Tulsi Gabbard, who is a freaking right winger now. She got demolished in 2 minutes, in a 2-minute little speech or whatever you want to say by Tulsi Gabbard. She got destroyed, killed her whole campaign. It was over at that point. Also, when she ran, she raised her hand when they asked her about, what did they ask her? They asked her if she was pro, what was it? Healthcare for all, and she raised her hand. And then the next day she came back and was like, oh. Then the next day she was like, oh, I didn't mean to do that or whatever. Like, come on. It was going to be bad. Like, they saw that happen. It was like, okay, if we remove that and run her up against Trump, I think that she stands a good chance. I really do. At first I was like, I don't know. Now I'm looking at it. I'm like, nah, she might win. Like, I think she's got a really good chance of winning. And I think the Republican establishment is running scared and they're scrambling. And I personally think that they are using Black men like these dudes. I think personally they're using these types of men, even like, and I don't think they're paying Dr. Julio, but Dr. Julio is in on this too. I think they use Black men like you guys to, you know what I'm saying, to plant these in. I'm gonna lump you in, brother. Brother, you like them to me. You can say it, but I'm just telling you the truth. I'll tell you this. I can't remember one reason. To ask you 2 questions. Mm-hmm. Do you think Kamala Harris is going to win the election? If I had to guess right now, I would say I think she's going to win. I got $100 says she doesn't. Cool. $100 says she doesn't win. And I'm going to tell you why she's not going to win. Because unfortunately, the entire world is too patriarchal to elect. Could America elect a woman president? In theory, yes. But the rest of the world, I feel, is too patriarchal and frankly misogynistic to respect a woman president. Okay. I think that Americans, whether they want to admit this or not, I think Americans understand that. But the rest of the world, I don't know that the rest of the world would be willing to respect a woman president. I think that's the greatest threat to Kamala Harris. It's not that she can't win Black male votes. There are women presidents all around the world, Dr. Julio. What are you talking about? I'm talking about, okay, that have the power that the United States has. There are women presidents in Germany. There is a woman. What are you talking? You're just making up stuff now. There's women presidents all around the world. It doesn't. Wait. Hold on, Dr. Julio. Don't add the caveat of them. Who freaking cares? There are female presidents. It doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. Who cares? Who cares if it's America or if it's Germany? What are you talking about? Nobody cares.
There's a massive difference in the size of the American military and the German military. There is a massive for how many years have, because she's not the first woman to attempt to run for office. She's not. And it's not that she can't get support, because black men raised $1.3 million for this woman in 4 hours. So it's not that America can't do it.
Who raised it?
Can't get support. Because there was an event that 53,000 attendees. It was an event started by black men, raised $1.3 million for Kamala Harris, so she can get male support. That's not my question. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying she can't get support in America. I'm saying, is the rest of the world going to respect?
They are, but they will, because believe it or not, the rest of the world isn't as misogynistic as America is. I know America thinks that we're ahead of the curve, but we're actually behind in a lot of ways. And secondly, I think that for me, the problem that I have the most with all of this stuff isn't men or women like that. What I specifically cannot for the life of me. I mean, I understand it. Don't get me wrong. I do understand. I've been talking about this whole time, but black men supporting the Republican establishment is always going to be wild to me. Always, first and foremost. Secondly, black men specifically now railing against Kamala Harris and saying stupid stuff like she's not black, like as if y'all care about black, like y'all don't care about black people. You know what I'm saying? Like that'd be the funniest shit ever, is when black men who vote for a party who is completely anti-black. I mean, on the surface and below the surface.
I remember when Kamala Harris was being interviewed, and she herself said she's not going to do anything that will only benefit, or rather specific.
So did Obama. So what?
I don't like him either.
I know, but that's not exclusive. Every president says that, because they know in a racist country they can't say stuff like that.
No, but the thing is, every other president prior to Barack Obama and prior to, if possible, because I don't mind if Kamala Harris wins, it ain't no skin on my back. Even if she becomes president, it amazes me that every other president had to deal with race except for Barack Obama or Kamala Harris. Every other president had to deal with race prior to Barack Obama, and Barack Obama is the only one who, while being black, did nothing in specificity for black people. Nor did Kamala Harris even attempt to do so from the vice presidential seat, which she had power to at least influence.
Did you really expect these people to?
If you get into office off the backs of black people, you damn right I expect them to.
What Democratic president hasn't gotten into office off the backs of black people?
You're missing my point.
No. Nope. Listen to what? No.
When you're black,
Nope.
I expect you to put black people first.
Hold on, wait. Say it again. When you're black, I expect you to put black people first.
When you are black in the office, you.
Oh, now it's in the Kevo, please mute up.
We're talking about Barack Obama as the president, right? Wasn't Barack Obama the president?
No.
If you are a black man occupying the seat of white power, which is what the White House is, because it's been dominated by white men prior to him being 44 getting up in there, why would you not do something in specificity for the people that helped to get you in there that you come from?
I was more shocked that Barack Obama, not shocked. I'm sorry. That's the wrong word. I was not shocked. I was disappointed in Barack when after he won and after he got in on the backs of, he mobilized the youth, by the way, not just black people. He mobilized the youth, black, white, or otherwise, and the working class. That's who he got in there. The people who got him in there were the working class and the young. They got him in, and he got in the office, and then they did what you're supposed to do, which is they mobilized outside of politics, right? And they started to demonstrate, and they started to protest. And you know what Barack said? Barack said, "Get those kids off of my lawn," and he sent the National Guards and so on and so forth to go out there and clear out the riffraff, which was, at the time, it was called the Occupy Wall Street movement. That's what Barack did, right? Before Barack got into office, did I expect him to do anything for the working class? No, because like I already told y'all, I literally looked up who was donating to his campaign, and I was like, oh, he's going to do the same thing. I put Hillary's donations versus his donations at the time and put them side by side, and I was like, they look exactly the same. They're pretty much going to do the same stuff. That was what I said. So, whatever. I didn't expect Barack Obama to get into office and do anything specifically for black people. That's crazy. That's wild. I don't understand. I don't know why black people keep doing that.
So the man that weaponized the history, or he weaponized it politically, weaponized the history of Martin Luther King, Malcolm X. You didn't expect him to try to do anything for black folks. You literally did not expect.
What president doesn't do that? Biden just did that. They all do that, bro. Who cares? Like, what are you talking? Why is that exclusive? Why is that exclusive to the black guy? Like, I'm not understanding. They all, hold on, Dr. Julio. Hold on, brother. Listen to what I'm saying. All of these presidents and all of these politicians that are, especially on the federal level, I ain't talking about on the local level, because some of them are legit and they really mean it. But on the federal level, all of these people are performers. Barack didn't even write his own speeches. What are you talking about?
Was it performing when the Civil Rights Act of 64 was passed? Was it performing when the Voting Rights Act of 65 was passed? Was it performing when the Equal Housing Act of 68 was passed? All those were done by white presidents, by the way. Was that performing too?
No.
They were performing a job. They were holding the office of president, right? Was it performing when Truman desegregated the United States military? Or Eisenhower, excuse me, it was Eisenhower. Was it performing then? They were doing a job. Why is it that Caucasian presidents actually did I hate to say this, they did more to desegregate and to mitigate segregation than black presidents? Why do we let black folks off? That have the power. When you sit in that seat, you have the power to do something, to influence policy. I don't think
it's a matter of I didn't let him off first and foremost. But anyways, I didn't. I didn't. That's not letting him off. I didn't expect him to do anything. That was a reality. You did. That's your fault. You fell for it. I didn't. So you mad at me because I didn't fall for it? I didn't fall for it.
It's not fault. I didn't fall for it.
Okay, then what you talking about then?
What I'm saying is it is interesting to me.
Hold on, wait. Since you want to talk about, here's the thing too. Barack came in and he said, "All right, look, he did stuff that, and this is when I be wanting to talk about the reality of things. When these presidents, hey Kevo, please mute up. You got a lot of background noise. When these presidents do stuff, when you talk about desegregation, when you talk about things like that these are also, even though these are just laws that affect black people the most. These aren't black laws specifically. These are laws that affect black people the most because there are other people who benefited from desegregation. There were other groups of people who benefited from the desegregation of the military. There was other groups of people. It wasn't like a black law, like that was just something. But at the time, Julio, let me finish. Hold on, brother. At the time, there was a lot of segregation. So when and black people were the most segregated group. So when they desegregated it, it looked like to you, to a person that ain't trying to understand it. Oh, that's a black thing. It wasn't a black thing. They desegregated for women. Everybody benefited from it. So no, but hold on. So I'm gonna take your same logic. I'm gonna take your same example, right? Since it wasn't for black people, right? Since you thought, why they doing it? Okay, cool. Then hold on, brother. Please, hold on, brother. And what did Barack do? He came in there and he passed the Affordable Health Care Act, right? Which did what? Gave millions of black people health care, gave millions of black people health insurance. Millions of black people got health care insurance that otherwise couldn't afford it and didn't have it before, right? And still, yes, the measure was short, like all of these measures are. They're all short of the actual fix, but did it substantially impact black people? Yes, the same way desegregation did. That's what I'm saying, but you don't acknowledge that. Hold on, Julio. Hold on. I'm not. You didn't say you didn't. What are you talking about? You didn't say that.
My point is, why are
it's crazy.
When Barack Obama gets in, because this is what's going to happen. Kamala Harris is going to get in office if she happens to win, which I'm damn sure not voting for that woman. So she's not.
I know you're not voting for her. You are misogynistic, and you have a lot of misogynoir. Sir, you have a lot of Julio. You could try to lie to me all you want to, fam. I promise you, because you don't. I'm saying you can try to. I know you can't. Sir, I believe, Julio, I believe you're not going to vote for her. I believe you. I already know that. You are an ardent Trump supporter. I get it. And you could try to finesse, you could try to wiggle at it. I ain't really, no, that's what you are. Because you know it's taboo. You know it's tacky. It is tacky.
I will vote for Donald Trump,
sir.
Because given options, he's the superior choice.
He's not. In what way? Is he more educated? Nope. Is he more? Hold on, wait. And is he just hold on, sir? Julio, stop talking. Julio, I promise, brother. When I'm talking, please stop talking. I'm tired of yelling. Hold on, brother. I don't care about none of them random stats you about to start running off. I'm talking about Kamala Harris specifically, right? So you said that Trump is better. Oh yeah, I knew you was gonna run. You don't be wanting it. I knew you was gonna run. I knew you was gonna run. You better, yeah, you know better than to come up here with that shit, brother. Don't come up here with that shit. Dr. Julio, and when I made this prompt, I almost put some of the smaller TikTok creators' faces up here, and Julio would have fit right there. I was gonna put his face right there. Julio's face was gonna fit right there. I was gonna put his face right there. He doesn't see. I could, like I said, I'm with you. If you start talking policy, if you start telling me I don't want to vote for Kamala because she don't got X, Y, and Z policy that I want to see, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't think she's gonna fight for student loan forgiveness. I don't think she's gonna implement the Green New Deal. I don't think she's gonna do anything. I don't think she's gonna be proactive enough or active enough on climate change. I don't think she's gonna do. You know what I'm saying? Like if you say stuff like that, then I'm listening to you. Yeah, okay, I can understand that. But then if you turn around and say, I'm voting for Trump, then I'm like, what? What is that? How? Is he going to do those things? No, he's not. So you can't make that excuse. So what else is it? You leave me with no other option. If you telling me that Trump is the better option based on what? Trump also is, I believe that Trump also is losing his faculties the same way Biden allegedly is. Allegedly. Both of them. How is he the better option? He's 80 years old. You think he's better than a 50-year-old woman? What are you talking about? A 50-year-old, more educated woman is not better than, just on the surface, that don't make no sense. What are you talking about? What do you mean? That's crazy. That's crazy. That doesn't even make sense. She's been in politics for 20 years. He's been in politics for 4. Like, y'all don't make, that's what I'm saying. You can't hide the misogyny. You can't hide it. You can't hide that shit from me. On its face, Kamala is the better option. On its face. We ain't got to go deeper into policy. She's better on there too. But just on his face, she's a better option than Trump. Like, come on, man. That's crazy. she's a better, that's what I went through all of that at the beginning to let y'all know. This is not a debate for me between Kamala or Trump. Trump isn't an option. He's not a viable option to me at all, in any way, shape, or form. He's not a viable candidate at all. Kamala is, right? She is. I can understand that. She very much represents corporate interests very well. She's smart. She, you know what I'm saying? All those things for sure. She got that. She got the whole package, right? She can do the job. I'm not worried about that. But my problem is that she works for the corporation. That's my problem with all these people, that they work for the corporation. But Trump, well, what the hell? Aside from the obvious problems that he has, aside from the racism and the misogyny and all of that stuff, what is his policies going to do for you or me? Nothing. Craig, like, what are you talking about? He just said, Christians, you vote for me. I'm going to basically implement a neo-fascist, Christo-fascist state. We're done. Disqualified. You're disqualified if you say that. Right off the bat, like, I don't, there's no rationale beyond that. There's no rationale beyond that. Like, how can you make that make sense? What policy in your mind overrides him being a neo-fascist, Christo-fascist? Like, what could you tell me? Because you think he's going to cut your taxes or something? Like, he's not going to cut your taxes. You're a working class person. You're going to pay higher taxes under him. Like he just did right now. You're paying higher taxes because of Trump's policies, not because of Joe Biden, because of Trump's policies, right? The deficit went up under Trump, like the typical stuff with right wingers. And also to Julio, you were wrong. You know what's crazy? Kamala, Hillary Clinton got 3 million more votes than Donald Trump. She got 3 million more votes than Donald Trump. 3 million. Right? Now, if we lived in a democracy, she would have won. If we lived in a democracy, Hillary Clinton would have won. So all that sexism and oh, she didn't win. She actually won. The people actually wanted her more than they wanted Donald Trump. Right? But we don't live in a democracy, so that's the problem. But that's beside the point. She actually won the race. That should show you that for whatever you think about, oh, we're sexist and da-da-da-da-da, Hillary Clinton still won. With all the sexism and everything, she still won. She still, with all the misogyny, Hillary Clinton still won the popular vote. More people wanted to see her be in office than other people. But it wasn't the right people. The right people didn't want to see her in office. And what rhymes with the right people? Or you could take it literally. The people on the right. The right people didn't want to see her in the office. That's what it was. That's what it was. That's all it was. They didn't want to see her in office. Okay. So Trump got it. That's what happened. Like y'all really out here just saying anything. What law can benefit black people when there are anti-discrimination laws in place? What law can only benefit black people when there are anti-discrimination laws? Exactly, Nurse Ash. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's why I hate when black people try to act like, especially black men. I'm so tired of y'all acting like y'all care about black people. You brother, Julio, you don't care about black people. You just talk about black people a lot. You don't, just because you talk about us a lot don't mean you care about us though. Just because these dudes look like us and they talk about black people a lot, and they always got black women's and they always got black women in their mouth, you know what I'm saying, and not in a good way. They don't care about black people. They don't care about black women. They don't care about black children. They don't. It's the opposite. I don't believe in none. I don't believe in y'all. Y'all just be saying stuff. Y'all just be saying stuff. I know y'all like to get on these platforms and crap on black women or whatever, and you're using Kamala Harris to do that. She's target practice for men like these dudes and Julio. She's target practice for y'all right now. That's the part that, for me, that's the part that I don't support that. Like I said, these are politicians. If you have a problem with the person's policies or politics and they're politicians, completely understand. Let's go. I want to hear that discuss. Not even today. I'm just saying in general. I'm okay with that. But y'all don't have a problem with her policies or her politics. Y'all got a problem with her being a black woman. This dude said it out of his mouth. He said, I never let a black woman. That's what this dude said. He said, I'll never let a BW lead me. He said it out of his own mouth. This dude talking about we need to get rid of, first he's pro-Trump, first of all, he's pro-Trump. But he said that he wants to get rid of child support. Excuse me? That's your policy? You see what they be worried about? Every policy that they're worried about negatively impacts women. All of these dudes, their policies negatively impacts black women, negatively impacts women in general. Every single one of them. They're not running on none of these dudes have like a policy that they want to see implemented that will actually help the majority of people. Or you know what I'm saying? Like that, or it positively impacts black people or black women or black children or black men or whatever. Like it's not that. Because even if you got rid of child support, most black men ain't on child support. And the ones who are on child support, most black men don't pay it. So even if they own it, they don't pay it. Right? And the amount they pay is $50 a month, $72 a week, $13 and like even then it's like it's the worst of the worst of the, like child support is not an issue that people should be worried about. That's crazy. And if you rich, Slim Thug, why are you worried about child support? That's weird. You're rich. What are you worried about child support for? Because y'all, everything you do is to punish women. That's all y'all want to do. You want to punish women. That's your whole shtick. Let's punish women. And Julio tries to mask it in he cares, but he doesn't. He wants to hurt women. He specifically black women. Specifically black women. He wants to hurt black women, or he is okay with black women being harmed at the very least. If you want, he specifically wants to target black women. Okay, I'll take that off of the table. He's apathetic. He's apathetic at the least. He don't care. How could you care? How could you care when these people overturn laws like Roe v. Wade? That is negatively going to impact black women the most. When these people get rid of welfare and all, that is going to negatively impact black people the most. When these people say that we got to do X, whatever, it's going to impact us the most. All of these laws and all of these new rules, all of these things are going to impact us the most negatively. That's what it's going to do. The most disingenuous thing that man said was, "Don't lump me in with these dudes." Why not? Y'all all voting the same. Why wouldn't I lump you in with all of these dudes if y'all all voting the same? You think your approach? Here's what I'm saying. Julio's smart enough to know that you shouldn't. He can't come out and say the quiet part out loud like these dudes are saying the quiet part out loud. Julio's brand isn't that, because he puts on the front that he cares about black women, right? So he can't do that, right? So his approach now is, well, I don't think the rest of the world will respect her because they don't respect women like that. Says who? There's countries with 1 billion people that have female presidents. What are you talking about? There's countries that have 150 million people with with female presidents. What are you talking about? Did you say the same thing when Obama was in office? Because wouldn't the same rules apply to a black man? If a black man is in power, especially in America, just apply that same logic. Now we know Misogynoir is real. So she's a black woman. I mean, she's black and she's a woman. Okay, I understand. I got you. Yep, in Mexico, female president right now, and she's a leftist. She ain't even right winger. She's a leftist. So you got a female president right now in Mexico. You got Germany. Somebody said India. I forgot. Like what are we talking about? There are big countries that have female presidents, and more countries should have female presidents, right? But what do you mean they're not going to respect America? They would be a fool not to. You would be a fool to not respect it. Do you think do y'all really think that these world leaders don't understand how America really works? Do you really think that they don't understand who's backing Kamala? Like, even if you didn't respect Kamala, you got to respect her big bros behind her. Raytheon, BlackRock, Citibank, Citigroup. You got to respect her big bros. Exxon or whatever, oil companies, BP, whatever I don't know, whatever oil company, you got to respect them. Coca-Cola, Walmart, Amazon, you got to respect them. Even if you don't respect her, you got to respect the corporations. So you ain't finna do, there's only so much you can do. She's the commander in chief, but those people she has generals. She has people that make, you know what I'm saying? That strategize and do, like, what are you talking about? She's going to come and be like, yo, this is like, I mean, they're going to come to her and show her I don't know what y'all talking about. Ain't no, they either going to get down or lay down. You see what I'm saying? The same way they always have. They might have tried to they respected Dr. Julio. I'm so glad you mentioned that about not respecting Kamala Harris. They didn't respect Trump, bro. They didn't. How many times did Trump get disrespected by world leaders around the world? And he is a whole white man. He is a whole white man, 100 millionaire, maybe billionaire, right? Alleged billionaire, but I think he's 100 millionaire. A whole white man. He brought down America's great. Like, when the world looked at us, they They said we were less than we were under Obama. They respected us less under Trump than they did under Obama. And you talking about Kamala Harris? That's your excuse? Like I said, that's not rational. Why doesn't that rule apply for Trump? The thing that I'm saying is it's funny because it was already proven that Trump was not that Trump wasn't that. It was already proven that Trump wasn't that. You see what I'm saying? We don't have to, you have to speculate that they won't respect Kamala Harris. We know for a fact they didn't and don't respect Trump. You see what I mean? We have to wonder. You think, oh, they might not respect her. She's a black woman. They might not respect her. And hey, brother, I wouldn't disagree with you on that. Maybe they won't, but I promise you this. I guarantee you this. Wherever Kamala Harris goes, if she was elected president versus Trump, like Trump, not people stepping in front of him, not shaking his hand, treating him like a goof, talking bad about him all the time, I promise you, you won't see that with Kamala Harris. Like if they don't respect her, me and you will never know. Me and you will never know if they don't respect her. I'm sure they didn't respect Obama too. I'm sure they probably didn't respect George Bush Jr. either. There's a bunch of presidents I can name that they probably don't respect. They probably don't respect Americans in general. But we don't know. But I guarantee, take that 100 you want to bet me and blow it up times 10. We could bet a rack on it. I bet anything, if Kamala Harris gets elected, you will never see no blatant disrespectful crap like I saw with Trump in these other countries. I guarantee it. She also, herself, she won't say disrespectful stuff about other countries. She won't say stuff like, that's an S-hole country, or, they're bringing in their worst. Like she's not, she's not going to say that type of stuff. She hasn't thus far. That's what I'm saying. So you're not about to sit here and try to gaslight everybody and tell us that the reason why you're not voting for Kamala is because you're worried about how the world is going to view her. Stop it. You don't care about how the world is going to view us. Y'all don't even know nothing about geopolitical. You don't know anything about geopolitics. You don't know anything about geopolitics. Why are you worried about that? Why are you so worried about the military? Why are you so militant? You ain't ever even been in the military. That's the shit I don't understand. You never been in the military, but you're so militant. All these dudes and all of these internet, just pay attention moving forward. Watch all of these black dudes on all of these podcasts, on all of these lives, how much they're going to be talking about Kamala, and you will never hear them talk about her policy. This is what I want y'all to do. Every single time y'all hear a black man talking wild about Kamala, what I want y'all to do is just ask them, what policies of hers do you disagree with? Just ask them that. Force them to talk actual politics. Force them to talk actual politics. I promise y'all, you will see the truth. I've been doing this for years. That's why I was saying, like, I don't even want to have that discussion with dudes anymore. It's ridiculous. I've done it too many times. I did it over and over and over again. I know exactly what it is. Like, the reason I was disappointed in Obama is not the reason why a lot of white people were disappointed in Obama. You know what I'm saying? They were disappointed because Obama became president. I was disappointed in his lack of action when it came to helping out the working class. Right? We're not the same. The same way, but I'm just disappointed in Biden. I'm just disappointed in Trump because they're all presidents, black, white, or otherwise. I don't care. They are presidents. They're not using the bully pulpit to get things done that the working class can benefit from. We need the minimum wage to be $50 an hour in America. We need corporations to pay their fair share in tax. We need the tax rate to be 90%. 95%. We need that stuff. We need executive action on and immediate action on change green new policies that will help our environment. Our environment is being destroyed as we speak, and the largest polluter in the world is our military. So we need to cut back. We need to get out of wars. We need to get out of this war machine. Our whole economy, we have a war-based economy right now. It's all rooted in war shit. That's all it is. So we need to shift our economy. We need to do all of these things, right? We need it immediate, like yesterday, like 10 years ago. There's no, what out of the two presidents, which one of them are going to do any of that? None of them are. None of them are. But I know one of them said that if you Christians, if you vote for me, you don't got to worry about voting for me again. Which, you know, I mean, he can't run after this. But so I took that as, somebody said he's going to be in office forever, but I took that as he's going to, he already packed the courts, right? You know, and he already packed the federal courts. He packed all the courts. So he's gonna be, if he wants to get stuff rammed through, he'll get stuff rammed through. And by Christians, he means Mormons. That's crazy. I don't think he wants to. I mean, I think he's too lazy to be a dictator. I think he's just gonna get in there and do a big giveaway to corporations, you know, and you will be shocked. And then on the social level, he'll give away a bunch of stuff to Christians and appease everybody in that way, appease the most extreme. Yeah, Trump is too lazy to be a dictator. He's not, dictators. Well, I don't know. Kim Jong-un seems pretty lazy too. I don't know. But I do know I'm tired of, I'm just very, very much tired of black men doing the same thing that I'm tired of black men. This is what happened. This is what happened. When we were young, right? When we were boys growing up, misogyny was the first thing we learned. We didn't learn about race first. We learned about misogyny first. We didn't learn that we were black first. We didn't learn that first. That's why I always think that's funny when people say you're black first. I'm like, you're really not. Right? I didn't really understand blackness until I was like 9, 10, 11. You know what I'm saying? But I knew I was a boy when I was 3. I knew I was a boy when I was 4. You know what I'm saying? My 4, 5, 6, 7, 8-year-old son is like, oh, that's for girls. You know, I've had to check them on stuff like that. Oh no, boys do that? Stuff like that. Definitely. Without a doubt. Right? So that's how we start. We start off with gender. We start off with, you know what I'm saying? Now, we as boys, we are taught misogyny at that age. We are starting to learn the foundation for misogyny is being laid at 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 on up. Right? So boys are being propagandized, right? Pretty much from out the womb to be misogynistic. Black boys as well, right? Race comes later. And I think that happens in our mind, and that plays out even when we're grown, when we don't unpack our misogyny. So now you have a bunch of grown men, a bunch of grown black men who haven't unpacked their misogyny, and they're out here talking about Sonia Massey. That was a justified unaliving of an unarmed black woman in her home. You got a bunch of black men talking about Kamala Harris ain't even black, even though she is clearly a black woman. Because that is what black is. I don't know if you guys know that. I want you guys to know something. This is going to blow y'all mind. I'm gonna sit down and buckle and strap in for this one. Let's say Kamala, I know this isn't biologically possible. But just hear out what I'm saying. Even if Kamala Harris had 2 biological white T parents, but she looked like this, she is a black woman, because that is what black is. It is not a real thing. It is literally just a phenotype. It's just how you look. It's how you present. That's all it is. So even if she had 2, it don't matter what her parents are. It's irrelevant. It's irrelevant to where she. It doesn't mean anything. If she looked like this, she would be a black woman. And why would she be a black woman? Because she would be treated like a black woman. You can't disagree with that. That's how it works. It's not an opinion. This is not my opinion about blackness. I'm telling you literally how it works. That's not I didn't make this up. I didn't come up with this. This is not the concept that I made up. This is the actual definition of race. This is exactly what it is. It is a phenotype. That is what it is. So if she looks like this, I don't care. I don't need to see her parents I don't care. Doesn't matter. She looks like this. She's going to get treated like this, which is a black woman. So all of her experiences will be that of a black woman. She'll come home and say, but I got 2 white parents. My parents are Asian. It don't freaking matter. It don't freaking matter. She's treated like a black woman. Therefore, she is a black woman. I don't care if her mama is from India and her daddy is from Jamaica. What the hell does that got to do with her experiences in this world as a black woman? I don't care if she lived in Canada for 2 months or 3 years. It don't matter. She is a black woman. So to hear black men start to say the same thing that white people, Trump, by the way, saying the same thing about her that they were saying about Barack Obama, the birtherism allegations all over again, is very telling. That's all these dudes are doing. She's not black. When you hear a black man say she's not black, sir, that is anti-black. You got that from a white man. Choir boy, please stop spamming the comments. You got that from white people. Okay? Don't do that. Yeah, she's black. Absolutely, she's black. This is a black woman. Like, it's stupid to argue, but that's where the argument is. They're not talking about her policies. They're not talking about her policies. They're not talking about Malia, who's loud and wrong? You talking about the dudes? I don't know who you're talking about. They're not talking about her policies. They're not talking about they're saying she's not black. And as I know, they're saying she's not black. You were saying the dudes. They're saying she's not black. She's Jamaican and Indian. Those aren't races. Those are ethnicities. She is black. Yeah, she's black. You see how much energy we have to waste on talking about a woman that is clearly black? We have to yell at these dudes and tell them she's black. What are you talking about? I don't care if she don't even want to identify as black. She's black. Because you don't get to choose your identity when you look black. They'll choose it for you. You've been chosen. You can think you don't look black. You can say you're not black all you want to. You can say I identify as whatever. If you look like this, they will treat you like a black. Like, what do y'all not understand? This is crazy. What do you mean how? Look, anybody asking how? If you look like her and you were pregnant and you went to the hospital and you started suffering complications, how do you think those doctors are going to treat you? How do you think the doctors will treat you if you looked like her and you were having complications? Oh, they'll treat you like a black woman. So she's black. You see that's what makes you black. I don't care about your idea. That shit is weird. That's what I'm saying. You guys don't know what black is. That's not what it is. It's how does the world treat you? How does the world treat you? They're treating her like a black woman. Y'all don't think she black? They treat her like a black woman right now. Y'all don't think she black, but they treat her like a black woman right now. They're doing it right now in your face. That's the proof you need. All you need to know that she's black is look at how they're treating her. That's it. You ain't got to know that. If you were ever on the fence about what was going on, just look at how they're treating her. They're treating her like a black woman. Dr. Julio just got up here and said that Trump is the better option than her. How? The guy slowly slipping into senility. The guy slowly slipping into senility. The guy that got up there and makes off the cuff unhinged comment after comment after comment. Undereducated. The felon versus the prosecutor. You're telling me that the felon is a more viable option than the prosecutor? I don't even like prosecutors, but that don't even make no sense. The felon is better than the prosecutor? The felon? The felon is better than the prosecutor. The felon is better than the prosecutor. Just say it a few times. Like, try to make it a lot. Like, that don't even make sense. That's crazy to me. The rapist? Exactly. The rapist? The cheater? The guy who just cheated on his taxes? The alleged billionaire that probably don't have $500,000 in any bank account? the alleged billionaire that don't have $500,000 liquid anywhere to his name? The thief? The liar? The cheater? Look at and then go look at what the black men are saying about her. They're talking about who she slept with, who her husband is, and not his character, just that he's a white T man. You are voting for a white T man that is married to a white T woman. Make it make sense. Y'all are judging her for being married to a white T man while voting for a white T man. What? You obviously don't care. Y'all don't make no sense. That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. You're mad at her for being married to a white T man, but then you would gladly vote for a white T man? What? Huh? It is all misogyny. It's all misogynoir, dude. That's all it is. Y'all none of these dudes know anything about politics. None of them do. None of them know about policies. None of them know about historical none of them do. None of them do. I promise you. I would set up a debate with any of them and we could talk about politics. Any of them. Dr. Julio too. We can talk about politics. Any black man on this app that aligns with Donald Trump, you want to talk about politics, we can set up the debate any day you want to. Any day you want to. I will. It could be 5 of y'all. It could be 1v20, 20v1. It don't matter. We can set it up. We can line it up. I promise y'all don't know nothing about politics. I promise you. Dr. Julio just got up here and made himself look so dumb. He said, look at all these white T presidents. Look at what they did for black people. But the black president can't do nothing for black people. Then I said, well, they couldn't do anything for black people specifically either. The only thing white T presidents can do for black people specifically that they need to do is reparations. That's it. Short of that, everything else you can't do for black people. Everything has to be for everybody, right? Affirmative. That's why affirmative action, yes, it helped some black people, but it helped white T women the most. That's how these rules work. But did black people also benefit from it? Yeah. Some black people benefited from affirmative action. It was better for us to have it than for us to not have it. You see what I'm saying? Affirmative action was better for us to have it than for us to not have it. Right? It wasn't the cure, but it was better. It was better. We needed way more than that, but no. Taking it away is the step in the wrong direction. We should go further. Y'all want to go back. Go further beyond that, right? And then when Obama came in, and when I brought up but Obama did the Affordable Health Care Act, and millions upon millions of working class people, including black people, got health care and got access to health care who otherwise couldn't and didn't before. So that uplifted black people. The same way that the desegregation uplifted black people, right? The same way that when black people were able to get on welfare, it uplifted black people. The same way that when black people were able to access Social Security, it uplifted black people. You can go look at the numbers. When FDR signed the New Deal, That was the thing that uplifted the majority of Americans out of poverty. Now, black people didn't get those things, but those policies uplifted so many people out of poverty. SSI uplifted so many poor white people out of poverty. So what do you think happened when we got access to it? It uplifted us out of poverty. A lot of us out of poverty. A lot of people were in poverty. They got SSI checks and now they weren't in poverty. A lot of and a part of poverty is not having access to health care. That is a built-in mechanism within poverty, right? Because think about it. Most people, if you are in poverty, you don't have access to health care. That's one of the things. So you're less healthy. You're less likely to live long. You know what I'm saying? All these things. Obama came in and was like, boom, Affordable Health Care Act. Hundreds of thousands of black people, millions of black people are going to get access to health care. And we did. And you're saying that didn't uplift black people? It did uplift a ton of black people. The same way that none of those things were the end all be all. None of those things ended racism. So let's compare it a 1-to-1. Let's compare them a 1-to-1. Don't sit up here and scream about Obama not doing anything for black people when he also made protections for the LGBTQIA community, who are what? Black. A lot of the LGBTQIA community is also black, made up of a lot of black people. What are you talking about? That's a lot of black people that were affected positively by those laws, by those policies. But we just disregard that because he didn't give us reparations. But Julio, where's your campaign for reparations? Is Donald Trump gonna give us reparations? No. Okay, so why are you voting for him? If that's your litmus test, what are you going to do specifically for black people? Then why vote for Donald Trump? Why are you holding a black woman to a higher standard than the white T man when they're both presidents? Right? I mean, she's running for president, she's a vice president now, but he's a president too. Why are you grading them differently? Because could it be misogyny or misogynoir? What's the difference? Why would you give the white T man a pass, but not the black woman? Because she's black? What? Because she's a woman and she's black? Oh, that's misogynoir. Mino behavior. Exactly. That's Mino. The Mino alerts are going off. You are going to give the racist white T man a pass, but not the black woman a pass? You gave the racist white T man a pass and not the black man a pass? You couldn't stand the black man, but you like the white T man that's huh? Oh, I get it. But y'all be, that's what I'm saying. That's why I'll be honest with y'all. I don't know one black person who I consider to be for the community who actually says stuff like, I'm only focused on black people right now. Every single black person that says utters those words out of their mouth that I've heard in my lifetime are in fact indeed not for black people. Because if you don't understand that we're all affected that it's working class people, like all these people are being affected by this, and black people, here's what I'm saying. If you made minimum wage $50 an hour, who do you think is most affected by that? Do we have to go in and say, all right, black people, minimum wage for black people will be $50 an hour? No. If you made minimum wage $50 an hour, who's the largest demographic of people on minimum wage? Who's the largest demographic of people on minimum wage that got minimum wage jobs? Per capita? Not overall. We know it's white people, but per capita? Oh, it's white women? No. I'm saying no. Per capita is black people. Per capita is black people. Who? Same thing with welfare. Who is on welfare more per capita? Black people. So if you black men, once again, these same black men, I heard this dude talking about it, and this dude talking about it. They shamed black people for being on welfare. Only in America do people get shamed for being on welfare. In Switzerland, they have welfare. Nobody is shaming people in Switzerland. Everybody gets it. It's a universal program. Everybody gets it. Only in America do we shame people on welfare. But only in America, in Black America, do black people shame black people for being on welfare. What I forgot to mention that other dude too, Philip Scott or whatever his name is. He's another one I should have put up here. How do you shame somebody for being on welfare? What are you talking about? That doesn't make sense. They're the largest demographic. White women are the largest demographic of people on welfare. Per capita as black people. I think we make up like 30-something% of people on welfare. We're overrepresented. We're 15% of the population. We're like 35% of the people on welfare. It's black people. That's what I'm saying. Per capita. 40, it's like 40-something% are white people, but they are 65% of the population. They're underrepresented. We're overrepresented. Same thing in the military. We make up 30-some% of the military. We're only 15% of the population. We're overrepresented in the military. We're overrepresented on welfare programs. We're overrepresented in the minimum wage mark. We're overrepresented in all of these places, right? So we're most affected by all of these things. We're the most affected by this per capita. So if you paid every single worker in the prison system, if you paid everybody $50 an hour, I don't care if a white man gets $50 an hour or a white woman. Who cares? If we get it, we're good. We're getting uplifted out of, you know what I'm saying? We're going to be good. That's great. It's going to impact us the most. But these dudes will get up here and shame people for being on welfare. In the same videos where they're trying to say this black woman isn't a black woman and Trump is a better option and all of that stuff, y'all aren't connecting the dots. By the way, this dude is he's a gender guy. Like I guess we're in the same space. We're in the same vein, right? So he talks about the same stuff I talk about for the most part, but from the other end. He's a red pill or whatever. This dude makes videos about single moms, and he laughs at single moms when they're at their most vulnerable. This dude calls himself a coach. His name is Coach Adams, and he's really big on YouTube, super duper big. He's on his like third page, but he's like super big. Like he gets like 1,500, 3,000 people in his lives or whatever a day, constantly. His videos, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of views, and they're dumb as hell. He's just saying the stupidest stuff you can think of, but he says the things that he panders to men, right? We already know what Charleston White is about. We already know what Slim Thug is about. Slim Thug is trying to reinvent himself because he can't make music anymore. Nobody wants to hear Slim Thug anything. And Charleston White is just trying to survive. His 15 minutes of fame been up for 5 years, but he's still trying to squeeze it. So he's just saying the most inflammatory shit he can is to stay on the scene. And whatever, still harmful though. But these dudes all do that gender stuff. But as soon as Kamala was got the nomination, they ramped it up. It was like boom, boom, boom. Now I get it. It could have been the money and whatever. And at first, me personally, I didn't want to talk about it. I was like, I don't want to talk about that stuff. But I was like, I gotta address it because now I see the connection for them. And I've always seen it, but let's talk about it. All of these dudes, this misogyny to anti-black pipeline is a real thing. Like I told y'all, when we're boys, we are taught gender first. We are taught maleness first, not race. We don't know nothing about race. We know about being little boys, and little girls know about being little girls. We know about being little boys, and little girls know about being little girls, right? Before you get race, we don't understand that shit. That concept is more complex. Gender, we get. Gender's easy, right? Gender's easy for us. We get that. Blah, 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 blah. Now, when you grow older, if you don't unpack your misogyny as a black man, you're easily susceptible to racist white tea policies and racist white tea men specifically, because racist white tea men are every single racist white tea man is also misogynistic. I mean, extremely misogynistic. You will never meet a racist white tea man who isn't also misogynistic. It doesn't exist. I promise you, it doesn't exist. You can meet a misogynistic person that isn't racist, but you cannot meet a racist you cannot meet a racist person who isn't misogynistic or doesn't have internalized misogyny. You cannot separate racism from misogyny in the reverse way, right? If you are racist, you will be misogynistic. I guarantee you. 99.999. I've never seen it 100% of the time. 100% of the time, right? So black men are no different because in this country, like one Bell Hooks talks about, the racist patriarchal, capitalistic, right? When you lump all three of those things in together, you can't separate. It's hard to separate them. And these dudes are no exception. They are black men who inevitably end up sounding like white men, like Dr. Julio, like Saul, like Cartel, and like various other smaller creators on this app. If you listen to them, they inevitably sound like white people. All of them do. Every single one of them. Every single one of them. You guys don't find that to be odd? You don't find it to be odd that the person that me, right? And I'm going to use myself as an example. I am, and I've tried to tell this to people, yes, I am ardently opposed to right-wing policies and right-wing politics and conservatism, right? I'm just wholesale don't like it. It'll never be my thing. I'm not down for it ever. It'll never happen for me. You can never sell me on, appreciate you, JP. You can never sell me on conservatism, especially as a black man. What are we trying to conserve in this country? Everything needs to be uprooted as a black person for me. Everything, every single institution uprooted. I want to see it. Let's analyze it and see if it needs to be here. And if it doesn't need to be here, let's get away with it. Let's do away with it. And let's create a new system or whatever the case may be. But every single system, every single institution needs to be uprooted as a black man, right? So you guys don't think it's funny, right? And I ain't talking to y'all necessarily, but whoever doesn't understand this, you don't think that it's odd that a person like me, with my politics, that I'm on the side that I'm on when it comes to misogyny or being anti-misogynistic. You're not seeing the connection between my politics, right? Who I'm a freaking far left, whatever you want to say. I'm a communist. I'm whatever you want to say. I'm in that, that's how my brain. I'm like, yeah, everybody needs to have a job. Everybody deserves a place to live. Everybody deserves a freaking flying car. Everybody deserves to be, you know what I mean? Like everybody deserves, like if Siren wants to be a painter, she deserves to be a freaking painter, right? If GV doesn't want to drive trucks anymore and he wants to study botany, GV deserves to be able to study botany, because that's where, like, you have a purpose. You don't need to break your back for some capitalist. I don't believe in that at all. And I don't think you need to be working 40 hours a week to do that. And our society will function very much. You guys don't understand that we live in we overproduce, right? Look how much food we waste. That's labor. Every apple you throw out, that's labor. That's somebody had to pick that. So you really think we got to work 40 hours a week? No. Imagine if we ate all of our food. Imagine if we didn't buy a bunch of shit all the fucking time. You see what I'm saying? People could work 20 hours a week and we would be fine. We would thrive. Now I'll leave you time to do the things you want to do. Spend the time with your kids. Spend time touching grass. Spend time in the world, fixing the world, cleaning up the world, cleaning up your neighborhood, cleaning up. You see what I'm saying? That's my brand of politics. That's my brand. Whatever you want to call that, that's my brand of politics. I don't care. Put it in a box if you need to make yourself feel comfortable. If it's communism, it's communism. That's fine. Don't care. These dudes' brand of politics, and a lot of these black dudes' brand of politics, is the opposite of that. They laugh at people who are on welfare. They're part of that fake hustle culture stuff, right? You got to grind harder than the man next to you if you want to get it. What if I don't want to grind that hard? Like, damn. What if I don't want to grind that hard? What if I'm okay with just having like a house and food and like, you know what I mean? Like, you got it. Like, you want to grind? Go. You want You want to run 19 miles a day? You want to be the first person up and the last person to go to bed? Fine. That's fine for you. I don't want to be that person. Personally, I don't want to be that person. I don't. I want you guys to work 10, 15, 20 hours a week. The real soft life, Liz. I want us to work 15, 20 hours a week. I want us to have an abundance of food, water, shelter, right? We don't got to live in boxes stacked on top of each other. We don't got to live in cities like New York or Tokyo or something like that, where there's 100 gazillion people stacked on top of each other so you can work some freaking job or whatever the case may be. I want our cities to be walkable. I don't want anybody to have to need to have a car. We should have freaking bullet trains going everywhere. There should be trolleys and cars on tracks and all of that. Like, that's how it should be. No pew pews, no weapons of mass destruction, none of that stuff. What do you need a nuke for? For an alien? If an alien comes here and they want to destroy us, we're going to lose anyway. They got something more powerful than a nuke. Don't worry about it. We're going to lose that fight anyway. They're probably already here, scientists are saying. Who cares? Right? That's my brand of politics. Where people aren't making the connection, though, between being a leftist and being these guys. The misogyny led them to conservatism. The misogyny led them to racist white tea policies. That's what misogyny has led black men into those places, in those spaces. It also did it with white women, with white men too. It did the same thing with white men too. It did the same thing with white men too. It led them there too. But the intersectionality now, but they also benefit from their whiteness, right? So they have both. They have two appeals: their maleness and their whiteness. Black men, we benefit from our maleness. So when you hear a bunch of black men getting on these apps, making video after video, trashing Kamala Harris, talking about where she was born, saying she's not a black woman, she's married to a white man, like this dude said, he said her pH balance is off. Where have we heard that before, Cartel? Where we heard that before, Saw? They say the same stuff. They instantly go into attack mode, attacking a black woman's sexuality. That's all they got. Attack a black woman's sexuality. Her pH balance is off. That's what he said. That's what he said. Her pH balance is off. I've heard Saul say the same thing. I've heard Black Jesus say the same thing, and I've heard Cartel say the same thing with my own two ears. I'm sure many more have said it, but those three men specifically, yes, attacking black women's pH balance, attacking their sexuality. I've heard it a million times from those dudes specifically, and this dude said the same thing. It's not an accident. And he said her pH balance was off because she's married to a white tea man. He said that her pH balance might be restored if she lets a black man have intercourse with her. That's what he said. Yeah. And I know Charleston White is not the person to go to for any of this stuff. And a bunch of black men, to be fair, I saw underneath the video, they were coming after Charleston for making those comments. Absolutely. And rightfully so. But that's low-hanging fruit. Coming after Charleston White after he made those comments, low-hanging fruit. You don't get a star, you don't get a pat on the back. But I also have seen a bunch of this dude's videos, and they're not coming for him. They're not coming for this dude. They're not coming for this dude. They're not coming for they're not coming for these dudes the same way. They're not coming for these dudes the same way that they came for Charleston White, because Charleston White said the quiet part out loud. He said it louder, I would say. They all say the quiet part out loud. He said the quiet part louder than the other dude said it. He's the Trump of these dudes. All of these dudes, they all work for the same. They all want to see the same thing ultimately, which is black women punished for not choosing them. All of these dudes, they're the thing that connects all of them is they all want to see black women punished for not choosing them. That's what they all want to see. They want to see black women punished for not choosing them. This dude talks about, both of these dudes actually, they constantly are talking about not being a stepfather. Not being a step, like that's the hill that they constantly want to die on, alive on, is not being a stepfather. Not being a stepfather. What? Why? Why does that upset you? Oh, I know why. Because you don't want to see women get any help. You don't want to see black women or women in general. You don't want to see them getting any help after they've been abandoned by men, or after the woman, or after, I mean, well, they've been, even if the woman says, I'm done with you, she didn't say, stay out of the kids' lives. So if you leave, you still abandon the kids and the woman, right? Who you once laid down with, who you once lived with, more than likely. Right? So you leave the woman and the children. And then when that woman goes out to go find another man, they're running around telling the men who are interested in those women, you're a simp, you a sucker for being a stepfather. What? How? Why? So their whole thing is rooted in all of these dudes. Their connection is, I want to see black women punished. I want to see black women punished for not choosing me, for not loving me. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know I was running around with 5, 6, 7, 11, 20 girls. It don't matter. Wait for me. How dare you leave me? That's what they want. They don't want to see Kamala become president. They also, a reason why they're going after Kamala is because Kamala is getting hella support from black women. Hella support. So they're also, by proxy, using her to hurt other black women who aren't her. Because this dude can't even vote. Ain't he a felon? Ain't this dude a felon? What are y'all talking about politics for? Y'all can't even vote. What are you talking about electoral politics for and you can't even vote? Get out of here. Beat it, scram. But they want to make the women, all the black women who are supporting Kamala Harris, they want to, they're trying to like use her to like shame, you know what I mean? Like to shade those women. That's the thing that they're trying to do. They want to use, they're using Kamala once again, and they do this every single time. The same way they just were coming out. A good amount of black men were coming out talking about Sonia Massey's unaliving was justified. The same men that was coming out mad at Ebony K. Williams for having a baby without them. Those same men, all those same men, they want to hurt. Not because they know they can't hurt Ebony K. Williams. She's rich. She don't even hear y'all. That you guys are not even mice squeaking on the ground to her. She don't even hear you. She'll never know what you guys have to say about her. She doesn't care, right? You know you can't hurt Kamala Harris. Enough of y'all don't even vote. Not enough black men vote to even hurt Kamala Harris. And that, I mean, well, I guess we can, but I mean, 10, 15% of black men are probably going to end up voting for Trump this time. I'm sorry. 10 to 15% of black men who vote are going to end up voting for Trump this time. It could sway the election. It could end up hurting her. I don't know. Hopefully it doesn't, right? But it could end up hurting her. But not enough of us even vote. When did you guys become so invested in why don't I ever hear y'all talk about politics or policies? Why is the first time I hear y'all talking about politics when a black woman is running for president? How did that happen? Where was your antenna when Biden was running? Where was your antennas when, you know what I'm saying? When Bernie was running? Where was y'all at? Y'all was nowhere to be found. Now a black woman is up. You already know. I already told y'all how she became. That's beside the point. She's here now. Now that she's up, now what are you guys doing? trashing her, saying she not black, talking about her white tee husband, talking about her kids, bringing up videos from 30 years ago when she was on the red carpet with Montel Williams. Who cares? I like that about her. I like that she was on the red carpet with Montel Williams. Duality. She was popping. She was popping before she was president. She was popping either way. Kamala was popping either way. On some personal shit, I'm going to keep it a bean with you. She was popping either way. She didn't need to be president to pop. She didn't need to be for politics to pop. She was already popping. She was already on red carpets. You thought showing her on a red carpet with some celebrities 30 years ago was going to turn me off? No. I saw that and went, damn, she popped. Damn, Kamala she ain't no square bear from Delaware, huh? Trying to trash her because she pledged AKA? What? She was exactly, Coco. She was young and hot. Like, what is we talking about? Y'all wasn't young. Y'all wasn't young and hot. That's what it is. Mm-hmm. Y'all wasn't young and hot. I see. That's icing on the cake. You know them. Y'all know them video. Y'all know them pictures with Obama when he's smoking the cigarettes and stuff with the bucket hat on and shit with the fro tucked underneath. That made me like Obama on a personal level. I was like, it almost made me vote for him. I ain't gonna even lie. If I wasn't so attached to my politics, I probably would have voted for that man. But I couldn't do it. But I was like, man, he a cool mother. Obama cool as hell, man. When Obama be hooping with the left, that made me like him more. I rock with him. But hey, man, y'all showing me videos of people doing human shit it humanizes them. Show me a video of Trump being a human. Show me a video of Trump being a human. I'll wait, because Trump been in the limelight for 50 years. There is no video of him being a human being ever. He doesn't have one human interaction on camera. I promise you. Not one. When Obama ran, I voted for the Green Party. I believe it might have been Ralph Nader. I think that was like his last year running. I want to say. Maybe it wasn't. I don't remember. I just voted for the Green Party for president. He says in his newest interview, he voting for Kamala. Interesting. His supporters love saying every problematic Trump video is AI. They delusion. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm telling y'all, it's boring talking about Donald Trump. It is. As a black man, it's boring talking about Donald Trump. J.D. Vance was human with that couch. Yeah, I'm voting. I vote. But it's boring as a black man talking about Donald Trump. That shit is boring. Because it's low-hanging fruit. Where's it? Why am I defending? You got a prosecutor versus a criminal. Where's it? It's a prosecutor versus a criminal, a felon. Y'all seen the video where Adam Schiff asked the FBI director? Essentially, he got down to it and was like, basically, like Donald Trump could never even be in the FBI, but he's going to be in charge of the FBI. What? I'm gonna say this about the two black nominees, Obama and Kamala. Biden, I believe, raped Tara Reid, so I think he's also a rapist. Clinton raped that woman when he was a governor of Arkansas. Also, I think he's a rapist. Trump, his wife, his ex-wife, under oath, said that he raped her. I believe Trump is a rapist. He also admitted to grabbing them by the vaginas. He's a rapist. No doubt about it, right? All these dudes are rapists. The two black, nothing. Obama, nothing. Squeaky clean. Reggie, are you okay? You don't like talking, you don't like facts, brother? What's your problem? You don't like facts?
So if you look into Tara Reid, you should really look into
I did look into her. I watched many interviews with her. I believe her.
Okay, and I read many articles about her, and I don't believe her.
Okay, that's fine.
Right.
But you could disagree, but I believe her though. So where's the come on?
So it was about that.
I know, but why are you saying come on? You don't believe. You don't believe that you think this woman been lying about this. Why? For what reason?
A lot of evidence came out that showed that she was just picking her time to really screw over Joe Biden.
For what reason?
Like you should really look into it.
I looked into. I'm telling you, I saw it. I don't believe the counter argument. It doesn't make sense. That woman literally left the country because of what she said. So she just did this to screw over Biden, and he still won. Like, be fucking for real. That don't even make sense.
I would actually send you an article about it.
That's okay, send me an article about it.
And you don't have to read it.
She, you know what, Reggie? Reggie, I'm gonna tell you something. She is right now. I'm pretty sure if you go on YouTube, she's getting interviewed right now by Sabby Sabs. Right now, black woman, one of my favorite content creators on YouTube, Lefty Politics, talking head. Right now, pretty sure because it's scheduled for right now. She's getting interviewed right now as we speak, bro. Still telling her story. She's lying? Nah, bro. Don't make no fucking sense. She left America. She got ran out of America pretty much. She left America, and now then she came back. Oh, Biden's not running. She's still telling the same story. Her story hasn't changed. There's video evidence of her calling into a TV show when it around the time it happened. Like, what are you talking about? Like, it's huh?
Is there?
Yes.
So I will look that up too.
Yeah.
Because from what I remember. Also, let me just say one thing about the comments. Shannon Dobbs, I think you're right. The way Joe Biden treated Anita Hill was disgraceful. So yeah, I will look into that. But yeah, just from what I read, I got the opposite.
So you don't think? Here's what I'm saying. Whenever women come forward with these types of allegations, why isn't the like? It's for me. It's not hard to prove it. It's harder to disprove it in my mind.
So who said that the default for me was not to accept what she was saying? What I'm saying is I read more and more about it, and then it convinced me that this is not as factual, or I cannot settle on the fact that this happened. That doesn't mean that I defaulted to not believing her.
I don't know. It sounds like it though, but that's what I'm saying. For me, how I look at this stuff is you have to prove beyond the shadow of a doubt you didn't do it. Like, because I'm not the court of law. I'm a human being. And the way that SA works and the way that allegations work towards men in these cases, I believe the woman because statistically 90% of the time she's telling the truth, if not more. So why wouldn't I believe her? And if it ain't black, like if there's like not a video recording, the same way that a lot of people look at it in reverse, like they need DNA, they need video, they need 10,000 people to say, I don't need all of that. I just need for a woman to say he did it. I believe her, and now I'm looking at the man going, okay, disprove it. Oh well.
Vibration Franco, he said something that, if I remember correctly, that's what I read as well. She lied to her lawyers and changed her story, and her lawyers had to let her go. But on another note, are you voting for Kamala?
No.
No. Mm-mm. Can you explain?
I did. I've said it 10,000 times. I don't vote for the Democratic establishment. You gotta convince me. You gotta earn my vote with your policies.
So what is it that she can do to earn your vote? Because no one's going to meet you at 100% of what it is that you want.
you don't got to meet me at 100%, but there are certain things where if you don't pass, like if you're pro-war, which she is, you're out. If you're if you're paid for, if you get funding from corporations, automatic fail, automatically. Already don't. As soon as you take corporate money, I already know you're not gonna listen to me.
But you do know, in order to win an election in the United States, you need to take some corporate money.
No, you don't.
Can you name a time when that didn't happen?
No, that's a trick question. The reason the people, the corporations select the people. She is pro-war. She's not anti-war. She's not going to come in there and say, she's not going to come in there and stop the wars. So that makes you pro-war. If you come into office and you're not, she ain't gonna stop the wars. Like, it ain't like she about to come in there and be like, all the troops come home out of all the wars, and she's not gonna do that. So she's pro-war. That's pro-war.
So what we do know is, we know that Biden brought the troops home from Afghanistan, right? So there's that.
They're still in Syria. They're still bombing. They're still bombing countries in Africa. He also is funding Ukraine. He's funding Israel. The genocide is happening in Palestine. Like, yeah, cool. He brought the troops home from Afghanistan, rightfully so. Should have did it 20 years ago, right? Not him, but he also was the man that got them in that war, by the way, almost single-handedly.
Sure. So for me personally, how I look at the war in Afghanistan, I was okay with us going into Afghanistan, not into Iraq, because, and I'm not quite sure if this is going to be TikTok, their whole rules and whatnot, but the Taliban, they really were providing cover to Al Qaeda. I don't think it's entirely on the U.S. government to know exactly where Osama bin Laden was. And the fact that they did pull out of Afghanistan to retreat into Pakistan, these are just things in the fog before they.
Nah, it's well documented. It was all a lie. That ship is sailed. It was all a lie. It was all propaganda. We never should have got involved in Afghanistan. Everybody, so many people knew. I knew it was back then. I made a song about it. I was 22 years old. I made a song about how it was a ruse from the very beginning. So yeah, you're not about to sell me on it. Like, fast forward 20 years later, $2 trillion lost. The Pentagon doesn't even know where it went. Plus the other 100 whatever, $50 trillion they dumped into that war and all of that stuff. You're not about to sell me on we should have invaded any of these countries. Doesn't matter. To find that man. Somebody said we're in Afghanistan. We're in Ukraine for national security. We're not. Being in Ukraine creates a national security risk. It actually puts us more closer to war with Russia. FYI, not further away from war with Russia. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't vote for people unless if they take corporate money, that's an automatic disqualifier right off the rip. So right off the rip, it's just, yeah, they did the same thing with Libya, with Gaddafi. Exactly. That was Barack. But yeah, I don't support people who take money from corporations. That's an automatic L for me, because you're going to listen to the corporations, and the corporations don't care about people. So it's pretty simple.
My bad. So you're talking about any corporations, or you're strictly talking about military-based corporations? You're talking about any corporations?
Any corporation, Coca-Cola, Nestle, De Beers, SpaceX, Halliburton, all these companies, all these contractors that got freaking Amazon has a contract with the American government, right? So does Elon Musk. They got contracts with the American government. I'm good. I'm passing on. I'm not messing with it.
So I'm very much pro-Palestine. I would actually say it's been a canon event in my life. So one thing about Ukraine, the U.S. spent, I think, probably just a few, to us, of course, it's a vast sum of money. But in the grand scheme of things, they spent a little bit of money to basically, off a lot of the Russian military. I don't know how, I don't know what the percentage is, but it's a ton. So I think the game theory aspect there is, if you're just spending just a little bit to greatly hurt one of your main rivals, I think that's something that a lot of people would take every time, especially when Russia is the invading force into the Ukraine. And so then you can mask it as a humanitarian benefit. And I think most presidents would have done that. I think the issue is the hypocrisy in not supporting Palestine when Israel is the invading force. That is the problem. The problem isn't that they're just throwing money at Ukraine.
It definitely is. It's 100%. And they said that they America almost single-handedly put Ukraine in that war with their policies before that war. Lying to them, telling them they have a chance to be in NATO when NATO already said they'll never let Ukraine in NATO. Like, and yeah, it doesn't make any sense, bro. I don't even, that's what I mean. I'll be honest with you. I told you guys, as much as I talk politics, and as much as I like talking politics, I don't like talking electoral politics because people treat electoral politics like religion. And there's nothing I can say to change people's minds. And I don't care to. I leave y'all to your own devices. I got my vote. Y'all got y'all vote. Y'all can tell me whatever. You tell me whatever. Like I said, I'll tell you, like I said, I'm gonna tell you what I think about it what I think about these candidates in general. Like, I think Trump is freaking like wild. I think the Republican establishment is way worse than I think they're significantly worse than the Democratic establishment. I think the Democrats, like I've compared them many a times, the Democrats are like unaliving slowly from like brain eating amoeba. And I think that Republicans are like a bullet to the brain, but either way, you're going to unalive.
So this will just be my last question. Okay, cool. So then if we can all say that the Republicans are considerably worse, maybe that's not what you're saying. Maybe you're saying that the Republicans aren't considerably worse, because if they were considerably worse, then you would vote for the opposite, right?
No, I don't subscribe to the theory of voting for the lesser of two evils. I think that's how you end up in the situation that we ended up in. I really do believe that if people just was like, I'm only going to vote for the person who aligns with me politically, then I think we'll be fine. But instead, America has put us into this position where there's a two-party system, and we think that it's no matter what, we have to vote for one of the two parties, and we're trapped by that. And I'm not trapped in that ideology. If somebody, I won't say trapped, but I don't subscribe to that ideology. If you do, that's fine. I'm not here to change your mind about it. Don't want to discuss it. Don't want to fight. I wish people when we talked about politics wasn't so much, but I'm also not shy about it. Like, I'll tell you straight up, I don't care. It ain't like I'm hiding what I believe. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if you the way that I feel about it is, if you get mad at me because I think that both parties are fascist, are parties of fascism and pro-corporation and anti-people, and you think that I'm the bad guy because I don't want to support either one, then that says more about you than it does about me. That's how I feel. Like, if you think that I'm the bad guy in this situation, then so be it. If you think that, and I'm not saying this about you, I'm saying whoever, like, that's why I'm okay with saying that part. Like, but I don't need to change your mind on it. I also can rationalize, like I said earlier, I can also make a case for people being like, I'm voting for Kamala because Trump said X, Y, and Z, or Trump is da-da-da-da-da, or the Republicans are yada, yada, yada. I'm with that too. The only thing I can't rationalize is you voting for a Republican as a working class person, or specifically as a Black person. Right? Because the worst scenario possible, the worst case scenario out of all of these scenarios is you voting for a Republican. You see what I'm saying? Like, so it doesn't make any sense to me to try to rationalize voting for a Republican. Like, I can't, as a working class person, like I said, unless you are, which I'm not, these dudes don't ever come in these lives or whatever, but like, unless you are a multi-millionaire white T man, I don't understand why you would ever be like, yeah, let me vote for the Republican Party. It doesn't make sense for you. It's good. Your material world will be destroyed by you voting for the Republican Party, even if you're a white T person, right? On the surface, it may look cool, but like, once again, when Trump got in office, he was like, I'm going to lower your taxes, and then he didn't lower our taxes, and white T people, as well as poor Black people and working class Black people, are paying more in taxes. That should have pissed him off. He also, when he was stomping around, he said that he was going to give everybody health care. That was another thing he said that he never even attempted to do, right? And he was because he had this facade of a populist. People still call Trump a populist candidate, which is hilarious to me. But they, so he was trying to posture like a populist. And I don't even think Trump cares about healthcare, like one way or the other. I don't think he's like against everybody getting healthcare but I don't know. I assume that he doesn't want everybody to get healthcare though, because he himself is a multi-billionaire allegedly, right? So I'm pretty sure he doesn't want it, but I felt like he didn't care. I felt like he was just like, hey, everybody get healthcare. And then somebody got in his ear and was like, you need to stop saying that. Like, you're not giving anybody healthcare. And he was like, oh, okay. Because, Trump just be talking half the time. You know what I'm saying? But he said it multiple times. He was going to give everybody healthcare or whatever the case may be. So did Obama. Obama said he was going to give everybody healthcare too, by the way. Right? But yeah, I don't subscribe to any of that stuff. You guys have at it. You want to vote for either party, I'm all for it. I'm not here to tell you guys to not vote for Kamala or whatever the case may be. But if you're asking me if I'm going to vote for her, I'm not. I'm not voting for Kamala.
So I would just say just one thing, and this
he didn't try Coco.
My bad. What was that?
They said Obama tried. He didn't try. He didn't try to give everybody health care.
So originally he wanted single payer health care, but this guy by the name of Evan Bayh, this Democrat from Indiana, stopped them. He just didn't have the majority.
He did have the majority.
So he did have the majority, but the 60 votes that for some reason Democrats adopted, that they just adopted. Well, of course, the Senate, that was a rule, but it's like an unofficial rule. Why the Democrats didn't break it, I have no clue.
Because they want Democrats didn't break it because they use it. It's kabuki theater, bro. They use it to say well, we couldn't do it. Our hands are tied.
So there are conservative Democrats who are against that. But on the issue of healthcare, and this is what I would say, if you do care about healthcare and you understand that abortion is healthcare, then you are going to vote for the person who supports abortion. Granted, we can say, well, that debate is over because, the Supreme Court ruled in Dobbs, yada, yada, yada. But that's another issue. That's another reason why you would vote for Kamala over Trump. If you just look at the ages of people like Alito, Thomas, and even Sotomayor, those are three people who could come up, or I should say, who can retire, right? So we would probably want a president who would nominate, more liberal justices in their place, because right now, a lot of these decisions are just 6-3. Liberals are just getting crushed in the Supreme Court. So yeah, with that being said, that's probably my speech that I give to anybody. Also, I will say this last point. If you are saying, well, I just don't want someone to vote for Trump, right? Then you are, in a sense, giving yourself an out when the latter actually happens. Or when I say, or that situation actually happens, that is an out.
Wait. I didn't say I don't want them to vote for Trump. I'm saying that when I'm having a discussion with the person and they say that I'm voting for Trump, right? Especially black men, I'm voting for Trump or Trump 2024 or whatever. And I go, okay, make it make sense to me. Politically speaking, make it make sense. Like, what policies do you want? You know what I mean? Like, what are you looking to do that's going to affect your material world and material circumstances? And they don't have any.
Also, when we look at the federal bench right now, right? Look at the judge who's presiding over his very case in Florida. And, she just threw out the case and she was nominated by the guy. So all across the judicial branch, there is room for improvement that Kamala could help with. So that's my little speech. Anyway, I'm just going to drop down to the comments. Thanks for the convo.
Yeah. That's what I think. Here's what I'm saying. This is exactly what I'm saying. I think that I don't think that you guys are crazy if you want to vote for Kamala. But like I said, I won't. That's fine. I'm not telling you guys to not do it. Do it. That's what you want to do. Do it. Reggie said, oh, I'm voting for the courts and yada, 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 and all that stuff. I'm like, cool. I hear you. You barking up the wrong tree. You're not gonna hear public pushback and be like, you shouldn't. Like, no. Do whatever you got to do. That's your thing. That is your thing. I'm all for that. You know what I'm saying? I'm 1,000% down with you doing that if that's what you want. If that's what you want to do. I think that the thing for me is when people start to act like I owe somebody my vote. I don't know. It's weird. I don't owe anybody my vote. Nobody is owe my vote. They have to come. My vote is hard to get. I be holding on to my vote real tight. I be clutching it. So if you want to come get it, you're gonna have to you're gonna have to talk me out of that thing. What up, Coco?
Hey, Flo.
Kamala.
Something you said.
Kamala.
I'm gonna talk it out.
Okay, I can barely hear you. Yeah, I don't, like I said, I've been saying this whole time. I don't need for this discussion to be about who you're voting for or whatever the case may be, because I really couldn't care less who you're voting for. But what I do care about is black men getting up here, getting on these apps and getting on these platforms and talking shit about a black woman because they want to shame other black women and because they don't want to see a black woman be a leader and whatever other cockamamie reasons they come up with, which creates unsafe environments in the real world. The same way when Trump goes to these towns and he stumps in these towns and he says a bunch of anti-black stuff or a bunch of anti-immigrant stuff, and then the hate crime, those crimes go up. It's the same thing when black men get on the internet and they go, oh, she ain't even black, and black women, I never see a black woman as a leader and all that crap. What do you think that does? Like, what? I don't understand. What do y'all think it does? Like, what do you think is going to happen from that? You think that they're just going to like people are just going to be like, well, we could separate the, no, it's going to end up being violence against women. Like, so I don't do that. That's crazy. What up, Coco? Go ahead.
I think, hold on. I don't know why it's being weird today. Am I echoing?
Not to me. You might be echoing in the you got to hit the comments up though. Let's see. Not to me.
Am I echoing the comment?
No, not to me. Not for me.
Okay, I can hear my
They said your echo is bad. Hold on. It might be me. Hold on. I'll be right back.
Please come home. All right, they said it's better. I put my AirPods in.
Oh, it was you the whole time. Okay.
Yeah, but I wanted to talk about the prompt because you and we're not going to agree on politics or whatever. And I already said, like, I posted a video about this week that I just don't even want to hear. Like, I mean, if I would plot myself, I'm definitely to the left, right? But I think I'm probably far more moderate than you are.
Mm-hmm.
So I would call myself a progressive, but we live in California, right? So, like, what we do really does not matter. Like, we elected Kamala at every single level of government in California, so it's very clear that our state is going to go for her. So, like, really, like, I don't even want to hear from people like us. Like, I want to hear from people in the historically red states, who are marginalized. Not my Slack going off on a Saturday. That's capitalism.
Or a swing state.
Right. So yeah, like it's neither here or there for us, and I'm really trying to amplify those voices where people will be impacted the most by another Trump presidency. But whatever. But I did want to talk about the prompt because I posted a video about this a little bit earlier this week because I come from a family that was very politically engaged during the civil rights movement and still now. My aunt is actually a delegate in the Democratic Party for the state of Nebraska. Like, we're all very still active in politics at every level, local and state mostly. And I talked about like the historical way in which men, so white men, white women, and also Black men have maligned Black women in their political engagement, right? And it's been happening throughout the 20th century. Well, yeah, throughout the 20th century, when we first got the right to actively participate in electoral politics, we've always been maligned by Black men, unfortunately. Even during the civil rights movement, what a lot of people don't know is it was really women like Ella Baker, like my great-grandmother, Evelyn T. Butts, Fannie Lou Hamer, like these women who are behind the scenes who really, running grassroots movements and also running national organizations like, excuse me, the NAACP, but it was the men who were the figureheads. And I can just tell, like, the video that I posted earlier this week, it was just talking about, like, we know what Kamala is going to be up against in terms of, like, the misogynistic malignment, the sexism, and it's going to be amplified in a way that we've never seen before. Like, just of like, it's a national election, it's a presidential election, it's going to be terrible. But it's nothing that we haven't seen before. It's nothing that we didn't see with Shirley Chisholm. We saw a version of it with Hillary Clinton when she first ran for president. We saw a version of it even when what's the girl name from Alaska? Oh, I forgot her name.
Oh my God, the Republican. No, what's her name?
Sarah Palin.
Sarah Palin. Yeah, I was gonna say Pelosi for some reason.
Yeah, we even saw a version of it with Sarah Palin as this conservative white woman out of Republican Alaska. How they played her as like this dumb, like kind of ditzy, character. So like we've seen this before. It's nothing new. It's definitely going to be amplified to a different level. But what these men are doing, I wouldn't even assign them to like any political ideology. I actually think they're apolitical.
Yeah, me too.
I don't think that they have a stake in any sort of movement, any party. I just think they're apolitical, and I think what they do is to serve to distract. Like, they're not trying to bring anybody to a cause, because I don't think I've heard any of them say that they align themselves with conservative politics or.
Yes, they have.
Oh, they have?
Yeah, I could. This dude has lives all the time about being a pro-Trumper. This dude is a straight up pro-Trumper. This dude, he said he would vote for Kamala, but he was saying Trump the last time. This dude is 100% a pro-Trumper, Slim Thug. This cat in the middle, I just saw one video out of nowhere. That's what I'm saying, how weird it was, Coco. You look at his page, he just makes fun of women who get abandoned by men, right? And then out of nowhere, he's like, Kamala's not black. I was like, wait, what? What? Where's this coming from? So I threw him up there too. I don't know what I'm 100% with you. This dude is apolitical without a doubt. I don't even think this MF could vote. Slim probably been voting. You know what I mean? Like the other three, they're like older, middle-aged Black men. They probably voting, right?
Yeah. But the point I was trying to make is I don't think that they're actually personally aligned with any party. I think that what they're doing is to serve as a distraction and to create engagement around maligning a woman in general. Like, I don't think they care whether or not it's Kamala or anybody else. I just think that they're driving engagement to whatever little effed up, funky little platform that they have to get some AdSense. You know what I mean? And so the one who's Anton, is that his name? The one who's up in the corner.
Anton Daniels. Yep.
Yeah, I think he might be the only one who has like some sort of political education. I know who he is.
Hey, Coco, I've just got on this page like 2-3 weeks ago. I think this dude I think they're paying this man at this point.
It's weird.
It's really weird.
Because he was not always like this. And I think like my first exposure to him, because he works in the same industry, I think he works in tech. And I think he may have even lived in the Bay Area at one point. And so I think he may still live in California.
No, he doesn't. He lives in Detroit.
Okay, so I found out about him just like he used to talk about industry stuff, like career, like tech, working in tech and all that. And then he talked about his family, his own wife. And then he started getting more and more right and more red pill.
Yep.
And I'm like, where is this coming from? And he started saying things that didn't align with somebody who was actually smart and like kind of educated. It was just like very outlandish stuff. So I do think that, like, I don't know who he got hooked up with. I don't know like who's feeding him like whatever sort of money. But you're right. Like Anton's transition is completely bizarre. Like I actually used to watch some of his videos, and it's like not even watchable now. It's crazy.
I think that he was very he reminds me of what happened to my friend. I have a friend that fell into the misogynoir, you know what I mean, pipeline, red pill pipeline or whatever. This dude got kids, got a wife, been married for as long as me and my wife been married, been with his girl pretty much same amount of time, damn near 20 years, right? And like I would say like 2 years ago, he would just say like little stuff that, you know what I mean? And I'll be like, oh, that's interesting. And then, you know, he just would say stuff about women, or he'll be like, well, you don't think, you know, single mothers, and I'm like, what? Are you married with kids? Like, why are we talking about single? You know what I mean? Just little stuff like that. It'd be little things. And
I'm sorry, go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, you're good. And then like now, fast forward to now, when I go, like he's actually like posting content about it. He wasn't doing that before. Now he's like openly posting content about it. One time I called him, I was like, bro, why are you talking about single? I was like, why are you talking about single baby mothers? I was like, you married. And then he was like, his response to me was, man, F them H's. And I was like, excuse, like, what? So it happens all the time. That misogyny, like I said, the misogyny to anti-black pipeline is real, but it really to the conservative pipeline. You know what I'm saying? The misogyny to the alt-right pipeline, that's what it is. And that's what I've been saying this whole time, is that because black men, we refuse to unpack our misogyny, we are now susceptible to all the other forms of oppression that we suffer from. We are all susceptible to perpetuating those same oppressions on everybody. You know what I mean? Like putting it on everybody, right? In our own community, because we haven't unpacked our own misogyny. And we like when men say that thing about women, when they say that whatever that thing is for you that scratches that itch, you know, that disdain that you have for women, it scratches it, right? Whether it be single baby mothers because you or black women because your mama, you don't like your mama or whatever the case may be, and you blaming your mama for you burning your daddy or whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? They get that itch scratch, and they go for that. Like that's the thing that they are like, yes, I like that. Trump, I like that. Like I'm, you know,
and there's one thing that I know that we can agree on is that all of this comes back around full circle to being a symptom of capitalism. Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna tell you why. Like these men, what they're trying to do is drive engagement. It's all about engagement. I know Anton is full-time content creator on YouTube. I think the other guys, everybody says Slim Thug. I don't think Slim Thug is a full-time content creator.
He'll watch that rapper though.
Right. So all these guys are some sort of content creator on various platforms, whether it's YouTube, Instagram, whatever, right? Mm-hmm. And so, like, when they're on YouTube, of course, they're driven by AdSense. Like, how many people are clicking and watching and saying on this video? And unfortunately for them, they know they're not smart. And they know the easiest ideology to engage in is the conservatism, is the hate, is the misogyny. Mm-hmm. Like, they do that. Like, they don't have to be well read to engage in that type of online participation. They don't have to be smart to like attract that audience, because that audience is not smart. It's like the lowest level of intelligence. Mm-hmm. You know, the buzzwords will get them.
Yep.
Talking about pH balance will get them. You know what
Coco,
I mean?
The buzzwords that Anton uses, I did a video. I was like, he just like. I got videos where I'm like talking about his videos. Like I got more coming or whatever. Cause I found him. I was like, this dude's a freaking gold mine for me. Like I'm gonna his whole page. I'm just gonna rip it apart, like video by video if I got to. I'm gonna do everything I can to bring this dude down. Appreciate you, Naima. But yeah, so I'm listening to him, and in this one video, it's like the video is like 12 minutes, but there's this one segment. Let's say he says like 300 words, right? I would say 50 of them was like single baby mother, what was he saying? Stepdaddy, simp, pander. Like he just crammed in all the buzzwords. It had, when I tell you, it had zero to do with the topic. Like it was so out of nowhere. Like I'm listening to it. Like I'm not saying that he was making sense before. You see what I'm saying? But it was, it was on brand with accountability. Yes, accountability. No joke. Like accountability. All those words. It was on brand with what he was saying. You know what I'm saying? Like it was going. I was like, okay, I'm listening to it. I'm like, all right, it's stupid, whatever. And then then just out of nowhere, he was just like, and that's why they vote for Kamala. Like he just put like all these things just into this one, just like diatribe. I was like, what the and I was like, yeah, this is crazy, man. Like this is too much at this point.
They know the YouTube algorithm though. And I would say a person like Anton for sure, because I know his platform the most. He understands the YouTube algorithm. Like he understands like what to say in order to get, those what I call them mouth breathing, smooth brain dudes to his page, right? Like he knows how to get that engagement. But like if you look at, I'm trying to think of like who's somebody on the far left who has it, like Hassan. I don't know if you know Hassan. He's on YouTube also. Turkish dude, big dude, good looking dude.
Hassan Parker.
Yeah.
No, Hassan Pike or.
I don't know his last name. I only see his video like every once in a while.
He's the nephew of the dude from the Young Turks.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't really.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
He used to be on the show before on the Young Turks. Yeah, and then he was.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I come across his video.
Hold on, wait, real quick, Coco. Am I saying her name wrong? They're saying Kamala. Is that how you say her name?
Yeah, there's a specific group who I guess is doing their part by correcting everybody how they say Kamala. But I'm gonna just say this: like I'm from the Bay Area. I have been in the state with Kamala my entire adult life, and I've always said Kamala, and nobody has ever corrected it.
Okay, I'm so confused. I'll call her name. Her name is Kamala. I'll call her Kamala. I don't know, but I just thought that was weird because every time I said her name, somebody will put Kamala, and I was like, "What is that? Is that like a joke or something like that?" But okay, now I got it. Go ahead. Interesting.
Participate in the process, so I would just let them go ahead and do it. Like it's neither here nor there. But What I was gonna say just about his channel, like he's very far left, and he goes head to head. He's like a debate bro. He goes head to head with these guys all the time. But the level of conversation on his channel is so much higher than like these red pill right wing guys. Like he actually goes on television and debates with actual like thought leaders and like people who are political talking heads and all these things. These guys could never be brought into those spaces. Like the only places they can exist is in the internet realm where people just really just are not that smart. But it all comes back to them trying to make money on YouTube. I don't even believe half the things they say. They just repeat the same things over and over again so they can make a video long enough to collect a couple dollars.
Yeah, I think that's a part of it, but I also think that Trump specific, like moving forward, I can't wait to see what America's going to look like after Trump, right? Like when Trump loses or whatever, I'm excited to see what America looks like because Trump specifically brought this out of these black dudes. He did. Like, I'm pretty sure that all of these black men voted for, except for this dude, he's a little kid, but I'm pretty sure that all these black dudes, like I've seen Slim Thug in the pictures at the White House with Obama. You know what I'm saying? Like he was one of them celebrities at the White House. Like, Obama was really good at like inviting all the black celebrities over. He was over there. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure they all voted for Obama at one point in time, and they were probably Democrats up until 5 or 6 years ago, whenever Trump was running. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the thing that I find very odd about all of this stuff is like with the rise of the alt-right, so came the rise of the red pill movement. You know what I mean? And it also came from the Me Too movement, right? Like it was a reaction to the Me Too movement. The red pill movement was, like the rise of it was like, the women were like, me too. And then the red pill was like, nope, not you. We're going to, let me start my own movement to squash that pretty much. And it was funny because they didn't even need to do that because the corporation shut that down. They co-opted the Me Too. The Democratic establishment co-opted the Me Too movement. and now they weaponize it and use it against the very women who, you know what I mean, who actually come forward and say like they got whatever, they'll like not support them and they'll support other women over the, you know, whatever, just depending on the what it does for the for their political party at the time. But the rise of the red pill whatever movement and the alt-right movement, it needs to be studied first and foremost. And I'm sure somebody has, but we need to study it in depth. I want to read a book about it because it's so obvious to me that that's all it is like men, it's black men feel like reacting to black women getting any type of autonomy, and it's white men reacting to everybody getting autonomy. Mm-hmm. That's all it is. And then, but I just don't, you know what I'm saying? The thing that pisses me off the most, like I said, is just how black men are so susceptible to falling right in that pipeline simply because we refuse to unpack our misogyny. Like, at the end of the day, we just refuse to get over our disdain for women and, you know, and black women specifically. It just, you know what I mean? Like, I think that's the thing that pisses me off the most about it. It could be so simple for us.
Yeah, so I'll say this and then I'll drop down because I'm trying to kill these French fries right now. Mm-hmm. You are participating in a democratic process, whether you know it or not. And I'm
but I'm voting.
No, but even more so, even more directly. Oh. So I talked about this also this week on my page. So, you know, it's been a wild week on TikTok with all these big creators and saying nonsense, foolishness. And somebody had commented me on one of my videos just saying, like, oh, we just don't engage with them, ignore them, they'll go away. And I responded back saying, actually, no, like, that's not the correct thing to do. Like, these people actually need to be challenged. There needs to be a counter narrative that is just as loud as theirs, because this is how propaganda spreads. Mm-hmm. So by you actually being a counter narrative, being a counter voice, having these conversations, you are wholeheartedly participating in the democratic process, because what you're doing is acting as a counter to this bad propaganda, right? So, I mean, and I feel like that's extremely important because, like I told that person who commented on my video, not everybody has the political education, not everybody has the platform, not everybody has the intellectual rigor, and not everybody has the confidence to challenge these type of people, because they do have amplified voices. And they do have an audience who will come after you and, you know what I mean, harass you online. So I think what you're doing is very important, and I do think it's direct participation in the democratic process.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I mean, I don't, like I said, I'm all for that. Like, I don't mind that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't shy away from this stuff. I ain't no one of those. I ain't Beyonce or Jay-Z where, like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to talk about politics. Like, I'm gonna talk about politics, but we talk about politics every day. We just do it in a different way. But directly talking about it, I don't mind it. It's just the thing that I don't want to get into and get bogged down in are these conversations about, like, your view of electoral politics. You know what I'm saying? Like you were saying, like, oh, I don't want to hear from these. Like, that's fine. Like, I don't, you know what I mean? Like, I'm like all for whatever you feel about that. I don't care, because I think that you and I and most people in here, we agree on the vast majority of stuff. Like, I don't, like, if I say I want healthcare for all, are you going to be like, no? You're going to say, yeah, I want healthcare for all. You know what I mean? Like, I think that we need to do X, Y, Z. You're going to be like, yeah. So we all on the same team as far as that's concerned. We just got different ideas on how to reach the goal. That's fine. You know what I mean? Like, I could deal with that. I could deal with that. But these dudes don't have the same idea. Like, they don't want to see the same thing. They don't want to see women get free. They don't want to see men get free. They don't want to see, you know what I mean? Like, they don't want us free from the constraints of capitalism. They don't want to see that. They just want to keep their little baby positions that they got that can be taken away from them at the blink of an eye. This dude could be kicked off of TikTok, off of YouTube tomorrow, and then what? This dude's been kicked off 3 times. Every time he gets kicked off, eventually they'll kick him off for good. They'll figure out a way to do it.
He's gonna be like
Tommy Sotomayor. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And you're gonna be out here struggling to make money. So y'all don't care. Like, y'all don't care about none of this stuff. These dudes don't care about none of this stuff. They just want to, like you were saying, they just want to get the engagement. They want to get their little piece of the pie, and they're good with that. You know what I'm saying? And I personally, especially being a man in this space, and especially being a black man in this space, there aren't enough of us. Like, just, you know.
I agree.
You know.
Sorry, I didn't mean to.
No. I was done. I was just saying, like, there's not enough of. So to your point, there's not enough of us. So I'm like, well, I got to talk about it. You know, like, I wish, you know what I'm saying? I wish it was like I didn't have to talk about it, to be honest with you, because like I said, I think a lot of times these conversations get bogged down into, like, you know, people taking this, like I said 1,000 times, people taking this shit like a religion. Like, well, this is what I believe, and we can't even disagree on. Like, yeah, we disagree. I don't even care. I don't hold nothing against you. You know what I'm saying? I hope you wouldn't hold it against me. People talking about an L and all that. Like, I don't care about none of that stuff. You vote however you want to vote. I'm not here to convince you to not vote or vote whatever. If you voting for a Kamala, like, I'm all for that shit. I just would, no matter what, at the end of the day, if you are black specifically, to me, you are nuts voting for the Republican establishment in any way, shape, or form. You cannot make it make sense to me logically.
It doesn't make sense because of somebody, especially like the Charleston White. I mean, he's not going to survive in another Trump America. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like the convicted felons, the dudes from the streets who don't have, you know what I mean, a way to make legitimate money, and like dudes like him will not survive another Trump presidency. He's already talking about sending people back to jail. You know what I mean? So it's funny. Like they're not smart. Oh, look, and we got the opposite here. Trump 2024, the black conservatives. That's what's up. Fox.
Jessica Jones said Trump 2024.
Good for her. She looked like a Trumper. You know what? Let me.
Don't get kicked off this live, Coco, talking bad about people.
These black conservatives always have a look to them, and I'm not going to say what that look is, but I'm sure y'all can figure it out. And with that, let me drop down so I can eat my French fries.
All right. Have a good day. Appreciate you. Oh, man, that was funny. Oh, this is crazy. King Katie, she asked a good question. She said, do I think that do I think more black men are afraid to speak out? I mean, to a certain extent, I do think a lot of men are afraid to challenge the establishment, because ultimately that's what you're doing. And what they're afraid of is they're afraid of being excommunicated from the cult of man at the end of the day. They're afraid of what their boys will say. You know what I mean? Like, they're afraid in the same way that they're afraid to bring around a girl who's been labeled a 304. You know what I mean? Like, they don't, like, a lot of dudes wouldn't bring around like, they would like the girl. I've seen this happen a million times. There's a woman out there. She is suspected to be a 304. A man likes her. He finds out that other men think she's a 304, knows she's a 304, whatever the case may be. And now he doesn't want to bring her around because he's afraid that the men are going to laugh at him, you know, because he's with a 304 or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? Like, that happens. I've seen that happen a million times. So yeah, I do think that men don't want to speak out because they're afraid in that way. But I don't think men are afraid, like, for their jobs or losing their livelihood. Well, these dudes might be, because all of these dudes are in the lane of men who trash women. And if you are in the lane of misogyny, then you need to be also aligned with you also need to be aligned with anti-blackness. Like, if you want to make the real bag, if you want to get to the real bag, you what happened to the Hot Ones host? Oh yeah, I remember he was with the SW. Yep. But yeah, if you want to make the real bag, if you want to get to the real bag, you have to, it doesn't pay enough just to be misogynistic. You also have to be anti-black, right? You also have to be anti-black. If you're anti-black and misogynistic and pro-capitalism, that's the trifecta. You can't get to the bag. You make a lot of money doing that. It's hard to get to the bag on the opposite end of that. Lefty politics doesn't make much money. Anti-misogyny doesn't make much money. You know, all of those things. They don't, I mean, you're talking pennies on the dollar compared to these types of platforms. These types of platforms, low-hanging fruit, low vibrational, you appeal to people's most primal, you know, desires and you know, the id and all of that stuff, like the ego, like you're feeding all of that stuff. Yeah, Candace Owens, she did that. Candace Owens made a deliberate decision to switch, and she used to be a she used to be a liberal. She used to be a liberal. But liberalism, it's hard to make money off of liberalism, right? It's hard to make money off of that. So she flipped the switch. She did who else did that? What's his name? Kevin Samuels. They flipped the switch. They see the bag and they flip the switch. They go, okay, I'm gonna, American Goddess says she's not Black American. Candace Owens definitely is Black American. Sadly. Teddy Bear. Hush. Teddy out there riled up. Yeah, hate is lucrative. It really is. Hey, I appreciate y'all, man. We got over 120,000 likes. What up, Kay?
Nothing much. Ain't nothing going on but the rent.
Oh, she's Korean.
You a hater.
Who, I'm a hater?
You know, huh?
What'd you say? I'm a hater?
No, I said you know you a hater when
a
person is like super duper qualified for a job, but because of the color of their skin and or their societal gender, you think they're not qualified.
I don't understand. How is she not how is she less qualified than Trump? I don't care that Trump was president. I don't care, because he only has 4 years in politics.
Exactly, but the fact that he was even voted in with zero qualifications, zero political science degree, zero background, zero training, like literally think about your job. This is for the people in the comments. Think about your job and think about a person just walking in off the streets and your manager handing them a badge saying, all right, go do Kayla's job, go do Publish's job. Just because they're a YT male, just because their parents are rich, just because, like, that, does that make sense? Like, if somebody walked in the hospital and was like, I want to be a nurse today. All right, Kayla, you can go home. They want to be a nurse today. It makes no sense. So, like, literally, I find it funny how they were. Can you stop that? Sorry. That's uncomfortable for mommy. Sorry. Okay. They literally walk all past the point of your post. Like, they up here talking about policy, foreign policy, war, all kinds of shit. Like, let's get back to the party, okay? We playing R&B right now. We not. This ain't no rock party, okay? Like, literally, the crux of the issue, if you sit with yourself, Black male, is you don't, like Charleston White said, want a Black woman over you. We hear it from the Skeet Lilies of the world who say that the women at his job taking the men jobs. We hear it from the lowers of the world who these women just coming in trying to run everything, and it's the, she might be qualified, but she's a Black woman. And what it does for their argument that they try to make on this app every day is it negates it, because they have relegated Black women to baby mamas, wigs, and lashes. And if Kamala becomes president, it's kind of like, oh dang, these Black 304s can be whatever they want to be. They're not just relegated to that. That's why they try to distract us with these types of conversations. I seen a post the other day, like the Asian community is profiting off of Black women because of wigs, and lashes pandemic. Like, what? They don't,
and that wildest stuff be, they don't care about that stuff. Like, they don't care.
They don't.
Like, that's the thing that always pisses me off. I'm like, do y'all really think that we don't know that y'all don't care about the Asian community? Y'all don't care. Y'all would make the same deal with them to sell out black people in a heartbeat if you put 2 pennies in your pocket. So what are you talking about? Stop acting like y'all care. Oh, you're gonna stop. The same thing they do with the whole beauty industry for people. Men just need to stop talking about the beauty industry in general because we don't understand it. And we don't understand what women have to go through. I'm tired of hearing men talk about women don't need to wear weaves, wigs, and lash. Like, I'm just tired of that shit. I'm sick of it. It doesn't, y'all don't know shit about what's going on, but y'all conveniently want to bring it up to act like you care. Like, I just want y'all to be natural and da 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 da. Sure, buddy.
I just found it funny how Julio got up here after, as of late, his rhetoric has been a little bit more black friendly, black woman friendly, and then he gets up here and is pretty much like, I mean, they're not gonna vote for it because, I mean, even in the entire world, a woman in leadership, when it's literally woman leaders all over the world.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, and that's what makes it misogyny. Because why the fuck do you care so much?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
They care. If we take her seriously, they'll take her seriously.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean? But as a country,
it negates their. Go ahead.
No, I was saying as a country, as a whole, we didn't take Obama, we didn't take Trump seriously.
Right.
You know what I mean? And they saw that.
We didn't see him as a real threat. Like, we didn't think he was a viable threat until people didn't really get up and vote, and those numbers came back, and his ass was in there. Because I woke up the next day and I said, what? Because I don't be staying up election night like I can't. It's too stressful. So I go ahead and go to sleep my regular time. And when I woke up that next day, I felt robbed. Like, I felt SA'd. Like, it was the worst. I can't even explain it. It was the worst feeling in the world because I was like, it's kind of like the tortoise and the hare. Like, you literally didn't take this person serious and they the one who came out on top. And it's unfortunate because, again, it's all because of misogyny. And now the men are starting to see that, wait, this nigga, he ain't qualified. He don't make sense. His rhetoric is all over the place. Like, I'm seeing these interviews of different male senators and leaders that are saying, like, yeah, we need to get him out of there. Not all of a sudden, y'all need to get him out of there because y'all know he's a loose cannon and he's a wild card.
Who you talking about?
He was that 4 years ago.
Oh, Trump, yeah.
He was that 4 years ago. Like, what has changed other than y'all realize how y'all thought y'all was going to run Trump? Y'all weren't able to do it because he didn't know what the fuck he was doing and he wasn't going to let nobody tell him what to do. So he was just kind of all over the place. And I said, I feel like we was at a hood daycare that just turned on the TV and let us watch TV all day. Like, what, nobody taking care of us?
Facts.
For 4 years.
Yeah, we was left to our own devices. Like, it was crazy. American Goddess said, she asked me, do I think Black Americans deserve something for ourselves? Yeah, we deserve reparations. I think my problem is if that's your litmus test, then you're not voting for anybody. Right? I mean, Cornel West, maybe. I think Cornel West. I also think the Green Party is pro whatever it's called. But I think that my problem, like I'm saying, I don't think that that's bad. I don't think that's a bad take either. I don't think that's a bad take. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think that's a bad take. I think also protesting against voting is also a form of protest. You know what I mean? Like, that's a form of demonstration too. I'm with that too. I'm with whatever we need to use to get, to get what we, to get where we want to get to. You got to use what you got to get what you want. I'm for all of that. You know what I mean? So I'm not here to condemn you. Like, oh, you're not voting for that. I'm just saying, like, but if that's your litmus test, is like, hey, Black people got to get something specifically for Black people, which The only thing I want black people to get is reparations. That's it.
But at this rate, we ain't gonna have enough money to get us a Honda Civic.
Yeah, for real. That's it. But I don't want, like, when I'm
with the round brush queen. I'm sorry, I'm a round brush queen myself, and now she's queen of the round brush. I'm with the round brush queen because as a woman, I'm a woman first. I'm not gonna vote against my own interests. Okay, that shit is diabolical. To go to the polls and literally vote against your own interests.
People do it every day.
White tea women who did that with Roe v. Wade and with the different, like, what was on the ballot last time that the white tea girls went up for? Was it the gay was it the same-sex marriage?
Not last ballot.
Okay, the ballot before the last. I'm in the vortex. Okay. Long story short, what they realized is that was the kind of like the domino that tipped off this whole DEI, anti-DEI, which part of that and affirmative action was to hire women. Like,
it definitely ended up benefiting white tea women. It was billed as something that would help like black people, but then ultimately, I'm pretty sure the people who were on the end, the movers and shakers, they knew like, yeah, it's probably gonna benefit white tea women. But I'm all for, just to be clear, like I'm all for black people getting something specifically, but like really at the end of the day, the only thing that we can get is reparations, right? Like I'm not for I'm not for black people getting like healthcare and nobody else getting healthcare.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I don't think that that's
specific stipend, like a specific monthly payout.
Yeah.
Of reparations
Yeah.
for the rest of my life, bitch.
Yeah, definitely that. Also, definitely an apology and to reconcile what happened, right? So y'all gonna have to change the whole shit gotta come up from the bottom, you know what I mean? Like we gotta uproot the whole thing, put black people in the Constitution, you know what I'm saying? Rewrite the whole thing, you know what I mean? Like that's real reparations. I'm saying that's the whole reparations to me. It ain't just give us money. That's just a part of it. Hey, Jackson Carter, turn that TV off, baby. Get out of here.
Nah,
Kick rocks, baby.
Fuck them hoes. I'm the hope and the dream of the slave, baby. That's listen. I'm my ancestors' wildest dreams. That's enough for them. I just need that stipend.
Yeah, I
need some land.
Yeah.
I don't think, you know what? I don't even think I want no apology because I feel like the point at which we gotta make you apologize, but public. The point at which I gotta guilt trip a bitch and apologize, I don't want it no more.
You need the apology. You need that. And because apology isn't just you telling me you're wrong. It's you changing your behavior. So I want the apology as well as I want the education, the books to reflect it, to show the truth. You know what I mean? Like I want the whole thing from the root. I'm saying it can't just be money, because the same thing will happen again. If they just give us money, that's it'll just change.
I like what you said about the 20 to 30-hour work week. I did appreciate that. So if we could put you on the ballot, I would appreciate that.
I would never run for an office. I'm not
working 20 hours a week would be lit.
I would never run. I will support. I'll help people campaign, but nah. But yeah, real history, change the curriculum, put women. I want women. Women got to be in there, got to be a part of the reparations too. You got to teach the whole history about women too, because black people and women's and feminism is connected. So we need all of it, because once again, for black people to get reparations, we also have to upend misogyny. You need the whole thing to go. I've been telling you, we can't just get them to fix the racism and keep the misogyny around, because it's gonna come right back. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna need the whole thing to get fixed. And that is a part of reparations. It's the reconciliation of all of that shit. It ain't just one thing, right? People always think reparations just give me money and get out the way. No, that ain't gonna fix the problem. That's a band-aid for a bullet wound. Trust me. That ain't gonna fix the problem. We'll be cool, but two generations, the resentment will be sky high, because the education ain't changed. Ain't nothing changed. We just getting a bunch of money now, and they gonna despise us for that, and they still gonna have the power, and they still gonna have the number. So yeah, I don't want that. I want to get the whole thing. We need the whole thing to be upended. What up? What up, Tara?
Hey, how y'all doing?
Doing great.
I don't know if y'all talked about like Kamala Harris's like history or whatever, but like the thing I'm hearing a lot of them say, well, she put a lot of black men in prison, and it's interesting how many people just repeat things you clearly can tell they didn't look it up. She got a whole book talking about small on crime, and her Back on Track program literally gave men the opportunity to nonviolent men who are nonviolent offenders. So essentially, get education, job training, more rehabilitation like services, so to reduce like the recidivism rate. And if they were able to complete it, they could actually have their record sealed, where they can just start new. And it's so interesting when they say like, "Oh, she just put like y'all didn't even look into this, and y'all buy whatever narrative is given to you." Right now, Republicans have the Qualified Immunity Act they trying to pass, where literally will allow. We see all this going on with the police officers, and this will give them basically allow them to get away with anything. And then right now in the Democratic Party, they got the George Floyd Justice bill, where essentially like it's the opposite. Where like it's like, no, we're not gonna deal with that. We all have the body cams, we have certain restrictions there, no immunity. And it's like it's just sad because like the anti-intellectualism is crazy. And it's like I know when I was growing up, people used to say how like white people would like poor white people had a tendency of voting against their own interests. And like I'm seeing it in real time with black men, like y'all literally are condemning this woman who's been fighting for y'all her entire career. And I know she used to be for like police, supporting the police back in the day when a lot of us supported the crime bill and all that stuff they complained about. Like we all had that view. Somebody who grew up in a low income community, like I had that view because like there was some real things going on in our communities, like need to be addressed. And it's just crazy. It's just wild seeing that because black women like really supported like Obama. There was no like, oh, we not vote for Obama just because we don't like men. There was none of that. And these men just have like they just don't like. It's just crazy. It's just crazy.
Yep. I think that like you said, they just don't. We know they are willfully ignorant. You know what I mean? Like they could look up the stuff, but they don't care. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, they don't care to look up what she did or what she didn't do. But I mean, like I said, like I'm not. It's so funny. I hate sometimes. Not I hate. I don't even be. It's not even about defending her, but I'm like what you said, Tara. I just don't like when people go out of their way to lie about people. Trump too. You don't need to lie on Trump. You know what I'm saying? Like I've heard people say stuff about Trump that wasn't true, and I've had to be like, he didn't do that. You know what I mean? Like we don't got to lie on these people. You don't like Kamala, cool. There's enough there for you to not like about her. You know what I'm saying? Like where you could tell the truth and just be like, this is what I don't like about her. But the things that they don't like about her are not things that they're actually concerned with. That's the problem. So they have to make up stuff. You know what I'm saying? That they should be concerned with, or that they feel like they're concerned about, like, oh, crime or whatever, punishment and what the crime and punishment, all that stuff, and then they go, oh yeah, see, she wasn't even for black men, she was throwing black men in prison, and yada yada yada. You know what I mean? It's like,
it's like that's that willfulness ignorant because it's like we all know how it go. We all got our biases. So like, why is it so easy for you to believe that lie and reject another? Why is it so easy for you to believe the lie that she's doing all these horrible things, but you reject what they say about Trump? And that right there exposes it right there.
Because
it's like they don't.
Because she's a black woman, Tara. They gonna believe it.
I mean, I know the answer to the question.
Oh, I was gonna say they gonna believe it. They gonna believe it if it's a black woman. That's the long and the short of it.
And they don't care. They don't care about like under Trump's. Even though y'all can be ignorant, like that's annoying. But like y'all know what they're doing to women, and they just don't care.
Nope.
They're not. It's an active, collective process to do something about what's happening with reproductive rights. Since Roe v. Wade was overturned, since June 2022, over 65,000 women and girls have been forced to give birth to a child that was conceived through rape. Like that is crazy. Like, women are literally on attack. The feminist, I know we talk about femicide, DV, I say all that stuff going on, and literally men in the community, they just don't care. And I know there's a lot got to do with some propaganda, but like, it's just like, I ain't gonna be hopeless or nothing like that. But I be wanting to fight somebody, y'all. I just be wanting to fight somebody, and I'm like,
somebody asked, Amiri said, "What is she gonna do for us black people? Do you care?" Like, y'all be asking these questions. Do you care? What is anybody gonna do for black people?
But not for nothing, public. These same stats and the same information, you can tell they don't care about it because they will come up here on this panel week after week, and they will ask you to show them the stats, show them this, show them that, knowing that they don't care to do the research themselves. So, of course, they're just regurgitating a whole bunch of talking points. But before you drop me, I wanted to say, you need to try a lilac color. Like on your nail, that purple, like that soft lilac.
I got it.
You got it? Okay. Because that's a deep purple, but I think a lilac with your skin, it'll set it off.
I'll try it. They're gonna get.
Oh, Phil say try royal blue.
Royal blue look too. Maybe I'm a Dodger fan. I might throw it on there. Might throw that Dodger blue on there one day. Right now, I got the Laker finger, so we good. We got the Lakers, man. I'm a Laker fan. Y'all know what it is. I still got to be masculine somehow, some way. I don't know. But yeah, no, exactly though, Tara. That shit is I'm sorry. To the person that asks, Amiri, I don't care. I don't care what she gonna do for black people. I'll be honest with you. I don't even ask that question about presidents because I don't expect any president to do anything for black people. I don't expect any president to do anything specifically for black people.
Can I say something that she's gonna do specifically for black women that's important?
What?
Her plan is to codify the women's, what is it called? The Women's Rights Act, or reversing what they did with Roe v. Wade so they could be recognized on the federal level.
Nice.
That right there is good enough for me. I'm gonna be honest. Like, that right there.
Yeah.
That should be enough.
But that's not specifically for black people, but it will definitely disproportionately affect black people, which that's the same thing we be saying about all. That's the thing. That's what I'm not understanding. I'm like, do they need to do something specifically for black people outside of reparations? What do y'all expect? Because that's the thing. What are y'all really saying? What do you want? What do you expect them to do specifically for black people outside of reparations? Give us healthcare? Are they only going to forgive our student loan debt? Are they only going to give us housing? Like, what? That wouldn't solve the housing. Like, there are a bunch of homeless people. What are you talking about? Everybody needs, like, what are y'all, like, y'all don't understand. Black people should be fighting the most for universal programs. We should be fighting the most for universal programs, not specifically black programs. I know a lot of people get caught up on that. Once again, outside of reparations, we should be fighting the most for universal health care, $50 minimum wage, universal student loan debt forgiveness, universally, not freaking if you make $100,000. No, just forgive it all. You know what I'm saying? Just no nothing. Just it's done. Like, that's what we should be fighting for. UBI, right? For $1,000 a month for every person, universally, because it will disproportionately help us. So we don't need stuff specifically for black people to uplift black people. We don't. What we need is universal programs, and then we also need to change the whole entire system, right? Like, however way you want to do it, we need the whole system to be revamped. Because yes, we have SSI, but what good is SSI when black people only making $40,000 a year, and then when they retire, they only got $1,200 in SSI a month? What good is that? It doesn't make sense, right? So yeah, we all get SSI, but SSI should be everybody's getting $6,000 a month. And we also should get a pension. Get rid of these 401ks and shit like that. Let's go back to having like, this is what I'm saying. Like, I'm not understanding why we're the people that, to me, act like they care the most about black people. Like I said, little telltale signs. I don't believe y'all. Whenever you talk about, oh, what are they going to do for black people? You don't care about black people, because you would understand that if everybody gets health care, black people will benefit the most from that. if everybody gets their student loan debt forgiven, Black people will benefit the most from that, right? These programs need to be universal. They don't need to be Black only, right? The only thing, once again, that should be specific to Black people is reparations. A, because they owe us. They said they was going to give it to us. And B, because we're the only ones that freaking suffered through chattel slavery in this country. That's it. Everything else. White tea people don't have health care. White tea people don't make enough money to make. White tea people are living check to check. White tea people, they deserve, working class people deserve cures that will help the working class. We all do. And trying to go, it's, and I don't think, once again, to the people that are asking specifically for Black things, it's harder to get something done specifically for Black people. That's one part of it. Secondly, once again, why would you want to fight that fight and then still need something for everybody else? Because we still need to fix the homelessness crisis that plagues our country. Even if Black people, every Black person gets a home, there's still going to be a bunch of white tea people that are homeless. There's still going to be a bunch of Latino people that are, you see what I'm saying? So there's still going to be a homeless crisis in America. Like, what's the point in doing that? And it's harder to fight just for Black. So why don't we just fight for universal, everybody gets a house, a housing program, a jobs program for everybody, and educate where everybody gets education. Y'all want to talk about stuff. You think you sound blackety black by saying what they gonna give Black people. It don't fucking work like that. I'm sorry to tell y'all, it don't work like that. I apologize. I really want y'all to know. Even when King was marching, when they signed the Civil Rights Act, King wasn't he wasn't like make it say specifically Black. He knew how it worked. He knew how it would work. That's how it should work too. You want the working class to galvanize around you because we are all on the same level. In that way, we're all white people are working class people. That's the thing that can unify us, that we're all working class people, right? That's the shit that should bring us all together. Tara, you got a job. Kay, you got a job. Jen, you got a job. Dream, you got a job. We got jobs. We work for somebody, work for some corporation. We pay tax, blah, 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 blah. That's the thing that should galvanize us as a country. That there's a group of people that's shitting on us. Trickle down economics, whatever. I don't know. What are we talking about outside of that? What are we doing? Y'all want to fight? Y'all want to fight 3 fights for the same thing? If everybody gets health care, Black people get health care. Why would we go to Congress or go anywhere and be like, Black people deserve health care? That's stupid. Everybody deserves health care. Like, what? I don't get it. Shit is crazy, man. I just don't be thinking that either. And I'm not saying this about everybody that does this, but I just really don't think that a lot of y'all really do rock with Black people like that. But y'all like to put on this facade like y'all do. That's what I get from. I'm just telling you my personal take on this. It just feels very disingenuous to be like, I'm holding out until somebody does something for just Black people. I'm like, that's an easy cop out. You know that shit ain't gonna never happen. You mean to tell me there's nothing we can do in the middle? There's no steps we can take in the middle that'll help a bunch of, like, give us relief in the meantime. Like, what?
But that's why they bring up that recurring argument about Obama. He got in there and he didn't do nothing for Black people.
But he did.
It's like, oh my God.
But he did.
They want to say, oh, he went up there. He said public, 2 Chainz, Lil Boosie, y'all got free health care. Like, you wanted to be specifically called out as a Black person to reap the benefits from certain policies. Like, be fucking for real. Like, that's not how that works. And it's like, either you're for the idea that everybody deserves it and everybody who needs it needs to get some, or you just a me head ass person.
Yep.
That's the simple fact.
And we're not gonna get ahead. And I'm telling y'all, we don't really stand much of a chance by separating ourselves from other working class people. We don't. It's unnecessary. We don't even need to do it. That's the thing. We don't need to do that to get ahead. We don't need to do that. Right? We need everybody to get that. Go ahead, Tara.
No, I'm just gonna say just saying earlier that to be somebody who's like racist or whatever, that's a situational thing. It's not like, oh, these people get favor and these don't, and because some people make it a thing like, oh, like it's a superiority or inferiority thing. Race was invented because you had indigenous people from Europe and Africans who came from the African continent come together and was rebelling against the system. Mm-hmm. So they're like, let's get something to separate them. That's literally how that works. Yep. Whenever you have people that come together, it's something that you get people to separate. We see that now with the Hispanic and Latino community, where they're having people who want to pull away from their indigenous label and be YT. Like, they do that because it's like, it's assimilation. It's literally you assimilating and you don't have any ties to any other culture, anything. You become the majority group, and the trade-off is you get some extra resources, but like when it comes to yourself, these people live in a constant fear that they're going to lose their privilege. So you're not going to feel like fully content. It's a trait. It's just we all in this thing where it's like, it's just, I'm sorry, I ain't trying to ramble, but I'm just saying, like, it could happen to anybody. Yeah. That's why we have to really challenge like our inherent, like these narcissistic traits that we have, because literally it could happen to anybody. And when you realize that and you put yourself in check, you can actually do something about it. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's and I think that's important for people to realize. But that's why I said earlier, the point at which rights are able to be removed from certain groups, i.e. women, rights are able to be removed from other groups, i.e. DEI programs, specifically in Florida. Like, that's what it was public. The girlies was going up for the Roe v. Wade, but they didn't realize that some of the exclusionary stuff inside of the policy included IVF. And for the girlies who want to get IVF, a lot of insurance are now able to exclude that from plans, so they don't cover it. So now, whereas you would have been able to get insurance to cover a portion of it, we're not covering it at all. Mm-hmm. And I had somebody tell me, the lady was like, it's like $30,000 for round one. And I'm like, I mean, your plan doesn't cover it. Like, it's not included in your plan. So those are the harsh realities. And I think when they realize that, these adoption situations kind of go, like, everything is becoming like private owned entities, and it's pricey to do that. Mm-hmm. So now the girlies who YT but ain't got a lot of money, like regular middle class, they feeling the burn of that. So now that's why you're seeing this rise of them like, oh shit. Yeah. Yeah. It's the oh shit moment. I want to comment on this real quick. American Goddess said, y'all see yourselves as colors. Ma'am, I don't care. I'll be honest with you. I don't even care about that argument. Y'all not like, do anybody care about what we call, like, is that the thing? Is like, if y'all can make that add up, I don't care, man. We black, we brown, we African, who cares? Like, I'm so confused. Like, who cares? Can we just call us something and just stick to it? I said black, cool. It's all made up anyway. You mad? Race is made up. It's all made up, right? I like black. It feels the best. I know I ain't black, technically speaking. Color of my skin now black. I know I'm brown. I know. But I'm darker than everybody else. And I don't mean that from black people. I'm saying from every other ethnic group, from every other racial group. I'm darker than everybody. So I don't mind being, because Indians are brown too. And they got some really, really dark Indians. Don't get me wrong. But for the most part, I'm darker than them. We're darker than Europeans. We're darker than, like, and it's fine. Black works for me. I ain't about to sit here and freaking argue over being called black, or I don't care about none of that stuff. It's just the stuff that we waste our energy on. You don't think that's a waste of energy? If somebody can make it make sense to me, then okay. You have to, because I've heard the arguments for it, but it's like, what's the
Jesse, exactly. It sound cool. Like I'm black. Like, all right. Sound the best. But if y'all don't want to be black, what are we gonna agree on? We African American, cool. We African American. We Africans in American, we African. I don't care. Can we talk about the issues? Like, what do you want to be? Whatever you want to, what's your pronouns? You know what I'm saying? What's your pronouns? You ain't black, you're brown, cool. I'm gonna call you brown. That's what you want to call you brown. Okay, cool. Call me black. How about that? Can you call me black? Cause I like being called black. I think it sounds cool. I like being black. The shit, it's a little dangerous, but it's cool. I ain't got no problem with it. I don't understand. I'm trying to find the connection in this shit, man. We black, man. We black. That's what my baby, CJ, my baby did the same thing. My baby is 8. They don't understand that shit. They don't know about, they see color. My baby was like, I'm brown. And I was like, you technically are. I didn't fight him on it in that moment. You know what I'm saying? Like he was 4. So I just let him have it. I was like, yeah, you are brown. Then he got older and I can explain to him what black was. And now he knows. He's like, yeah, I'm black. See what I'm saying? But when he was freaking 3, 4, or 5, I was like, yeah, you're brown, bro. Like, you got it. I ain't about to sit here and argue against you. You got it, friend.
Hello?
What'd you say? Yep.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. That's exactly what I said to my dad. I used to be like, no, I'm brown. I'm brown. I was like, what the fuck do you mean I'm black? But no, I just want to say, can I clarify what I said before about the wasted vote? So why I said that is because just this specific election, because I approve of third-party voting. I think it's smart to have multiple parties because it means that we have more of a representative government, right? But unfortunately, in this specific election is when we're trying to like keep this weirdo out of office. Donald Trump is nothing but a weirdo. He's truly just a babbling idiot who uses propaganda to fuel the alt-rights, like their bigotry. Because unfortunately, I know not all Republicans, but I'm in the South, so it's probably all Republicans. I've never met a Republican who just doesn't have at least one sort of bigoted view. So that's why I said that. I think that in this upcoming election, it's like putting a lot of pressure, especially on new voters, just because of like how serious it is as far as Trump's terrible policies and his administration's terrible policies. But honestly, I really hope that after this man, passes away from the earth, we can just move on. The world will keep spinning, and independent parties could have more recognition in these elections, because I would love to have more representation in the government.
Hell yeah.
And then so I just think that this prompt is correct. Honestly, there's nothing I've heard so far. And yes, you can there's critiques against Kamala. It is pronounced Kamala, like Mama. Love, and then just say Kamala.
I thought I was saying Kamala, but people kept putting in the thing. I wasn't saying.
Someone said Kamala. I'm like, I don't know.
I misread it. I don't know what the hell I was doing, but yeah. But I was saying Kamala, but then people kept saying Kamala, like I wasn't saying it right. And I was like, am I not saying it right? But whatever.
No, yeah. What was I saying? There goes that fucking goldfish brain.
It's all right.
Sorry.
All right. Yeah, man. I'll probably spend a block on this later on too and talk about it another day. But for me, I think I've said as much as I'm willing to say on this at this time. Go ahead, CJ. Go and finish up.
My bad.
You good?
No, I'm just saying that I'm mostly voting for her, not just because she's a black woman. It's about damn time America had a Madam President. I don't know why we haven't had a female in office. Literally, well, obviously because of misogyny, patriarchy. But it's about time, please. Yes, Madam Silk Press, let's go. And also just because her policies align with me, and not just me, align with multiple women, students, young people, old people. Like you said before about how specific policies won't exactly well, they will help like the Black community as far as like reparations is one of the few specific policies we could have that would help us. But Kamala is for certain things like the student loan debt, rights for women, justice system reform, and a big one for me is pew pew controls. So she wants to put an executive order in to ban assault rifles. Mm-hmm. Can I say that?
I don't know. But you said it.
Big pew-pews. Oh shit. Well, yeah, and that's actually super important because where I'm from, Texas, the Wild Wild West, you at 18 years old can get an AR. Not a handgun, but an AR. Mm. How stupid is that? And that's why we have higher levels of school that. Mm-hmm. That also is extremely helpful, in my opinion, for the youth. But also, Donald Trump, in a really stupid move, is trying to defund the Department of Education.
Yep.
Who thought that was a good idea? Look, the Department of Education, taking away funding for that also is going to disproportionately affect a lot of Black and brown kids because Black and brown schools they're very underfunded in the first place. So to take away the funding that they already barely have, them kids are going to be hella uneducated, and then less people will go to college, and then more people will end up in poverty. And I want my FAFSA because I'm a college student, and I need my FAFSA. I don't know why. Yeah, that's it.
Yep. 100%. I agree with all of that. I'm with all of those policies. I hope she I hope she gets in there and actually, does what she's saying she's going to do.
It's also about voting local, though. Like, people should vote local, which is what I'm trying to do as well, because my local politicians are trash, and they align with these alt-right conservative views that harm people. The bans in Texas. I'm pretty sure LGBTQ plus history is banned in my state too. Like it's just a whole lot of stuff that is not good. So please, just vote local for real. The local elections is also what truly helps. Like you can't just that's what most Americans do because most American voters are just uneducated, unfortunately, and most people just vote based off of popularity or like policies they have as far as the presidential election. And then they don't do any research in their local politicians, which are actually what's fucking over. I mean, freaking over. So.
Facts. All right, CJ. Thanks for coming up.
Yeah.
I appreciate you. I am. I think it's about that time for me, man. Let me see what time it is. At 4:38. I might spend the block with another prompt. How long we been live? Damn, 3.5 hours. That was a long ass live. It needed to be said, man. I appreciate y'all. Thanks for tapping the screen. Appreciate y'all on the YouTube. Thanks for the super chats. Bang the cash out one time for your boy, man. Y'all know what it is. We almost, we almost got to about 4 hours. We didn't get up to 200,000 likes. Make you some ramen. That's what's up. Yeah, but bottom line, I don't trust none of these dudes. I don't trust no I don't trust no black man talking about he a Trump supporter. You can't make it make sense. Put something in the plate. That's what I'm talking about. Hey, I don't support. I get weird. Yeah, I don't trust no black man talking about he support Trump. That's strange. About the attack on the DOE. What happened on DOE? I was sending the prompt. Pay to your link. Okay, Tam, put it on there. I'm with it. I don't even know what you're talking about. Oh, the Department of Education. Oh, yeah. I'm definitely down for that. What you mean? You've been on for a long time. You ain't been on bootstraps. Now pull my bootstraps up. Y'all tripping. We ain't got the ops in here, man. They done ran away. So vote for Kamala because she black? Who said that? Huh? What you talking about? Who said vote for Kamala because she black? Come on up, Imagine. What you mean by that? That was really weird. Who said that? Well, did we ever say vote for Kamala because she black? That's not what I was saying. I said, don't don't go against Kamala because she's a black woman, which I feel like a lot of these black men, are going against her simply because she's a black woman. Like the right wing Republicans, they were going against Biden. I was just out in like rural California, and I saw so many Trump flags and so many F Biden flags. Like, you know, they don't like Biden either, and he's a whole white T man. So yeah, they gonna hate him. They gonna dislike those people no matter what. They were. It was signs up that said Democrats are dumb. You know what I mean? All types of weird. I'm like, just like what? But yeah, that's something completely different. But I'm talking about specifically black men and black people, but specifically black men who dislike Kamala because they because she's a black woman. That's what I'm talking about specifically. Right? We only got to throw out identity politics when a black woman run. When America is all about identity politics because we all feel more comfortable with a white T man in charge. We all feel more comfortable when a white T man in charge. I don't mean that in the literal sense, like literally every single person, but black people, white T people, all of us, all the groups feel the same way. Not every single person, but all the groups. It doesn't matter. They all feel we all pretty much have the same. We've been manipulated. We've been propagandized. It feels natural. If a white T man is in charge, you don't question it. He's supposed to be there. Now, black woman up for a position of power. Oh man, who she sleeping with? Y'all talking about Kamala Harris' husband? The whole time Trump married to a SW, and I ain't got no problem with SWs. I have zero issues with SWs, but the way y'all be going at SWs, I would think you would have a problem with him being married to one. I would think. You talking about Kamala husband? Do Kamala husband got any was Kamala husband in a magazine showing off his goodies anywhere in the 80s, 90s? Laying on the back of another woman? Man, I mean, I never seen it. I don't know. I mean, he running the mill white T man as far as I'm concerned. What you talking about? He's a successful businessman. What we? You mad? Like I don't understand. Like what's going on? Like this shit is crazy. It's so crazy to me. How quickly y'all throw y'all whole belief systems to the side to shit on a black woman. That's crazy. Ain't these the same passport bro? These passport bros. He's an attorney. Here's what I'm saying. He's like a world-class attorney. Y'all like shitting on that man? Like, what's wrong with her husband? What's the problem? What's the problem? What's the beef? Damn. I thought y'all was passport bros. I thought y'all was cool with looking outside the community for love. She went where she was loved. What's going on? Didn't she date Montel in the 90s? Shit, don't seem like she had a disdain for black men. Maybe being walked on the red carpet hand in hand with another black woman. Maybe when she grew up a little bit, she was like, I don't like that. I don't like that man did me like that. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe she tried to find her somebody that wasn't gonna do that to her. I don't know. Could just be me. Maybe I'm wrong about that. I don't know. The other woman was his daughter. Oh, it was Kamala. Oh, it was his daughter. Yeah, right. I'm tripping. You right, JoJo. My bad. I read that. I don't know what the hell I was talking about. It was Montel and his daughter, right? If I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Okay. My bad. My bad. Yep. See, because that was the thing they was showing. Like she was like in some like three. I remember when they first started to like spread that, it was like she was in like a 3-way, like, you know what I mean? Like I was like, what? Then I read that it was his daughter, and then that's exactly what happened. Yeah. I remember that being like the lie that they was telling. that she was in a 3-way with Montel and some woman. I'm like, oh, okay. Interesting. Montel always seemed cool to me, by the way. I don't know. I used to like his show. His show was cool. Even though I used to like Montel. His show was decent. Oh man, that's a funny comment. Anyways, I appreciate y'all. Yeah, I might be back in a minute, man. I might have to spend a block on a little different prompt. I got to. Oh no. Bring American Goddess up. She ain't requested up. Let's see if she want to come up. I don't know. Who was Imagine? Honey said she just wanted to get married. She knew what she had to do. Oh man. She picked a multi-millionaire. Shan said that's a scary name. Oh, Imagine Gone. Yeah, I was gonna say I don't see her in the thing. Oh, she not coming up. Damn. Hey man, definitely like, share, subscribe. I got videos. I'm about to. Oh, never mind. I can't go live. I gotta do some videos right now. Actually, yeah, I can't go live. I gotta go do these videos. Maybe after I get done with these videos, I might be able to go live. But yeah, man, this was a good one. I liked it. It was fun. Like I said, I don't like talking politics, especially on this app. This is the worst app ever to talk politics on. The worst app ever to talk politics on is TikTok. By far the worst app to talk politics on that I've experienced. Even Facebook is better. And that's saying a lot. Even Meta is better than TikTok to talk politics on. It be going left quickly on TikTok. When I first got in here talking politics, I was like, man, this shit ain't going nowhere. I do know, bro. I do talk politics every day, but I'm saying electoral politics. That's why I want to specify. We talk politics all day long, but I'm saying specifically electoral politics. Twitter is crazy. That's why I cut my gums on Twitter. That's why I really got it in on Twitter. I used to go ham. I used to be, 70, 80 comments deep on them threads. we used to have battles because on Twitter you could post whole, like we be posting like links to shit. You got to read the shit and then come back the next day and talk about. We used to be going crazy. But it was a bunch of like educated. We'd be going ham. Like it would be a bunch of people arguing like educated shit. Yeah, Coco being it 09. Let me see. Yep, probably around then. Nah, mine's later. Probably like 2012. I want to say I was around 2012. I started really trolling. Yeah, man. Twitter was crazy. Black Twitter is still lit. Black Twitter is still lit. That's one of the only things saving Twitter at this point is Black Twitter. If Black Twitter left Twitter, Hey, if Black Twitter ever leave Twitter, Twitter gonna shut down in 16 business days, guaranteed. If Black Twitter ever decides to organize and leave Twitter, it is over. I can't stand. I don't be on Twitter for no other reason at this point. I can't stand going on Twitter sometimes. I'll be like, damn, man. Y'all having the same crazy ass arguments. Black Twitter shut down in 16 business days. Max. 16 business days. Max. Black Twitter is Twitter. I appreciate you. Yeah, we had some fun. I like talking politics, but I don't like talking it on Twitter. I don't like talking it on Twitter. YouTube is probably the best place to talk politics, though. Easily. But on here, I'd be like, damn, it's crazy. And they censor you too much on YouTube, on TikTok. So it's hard to get everything off your chest. But hey, I appreciate y'all, man. Shout out to all the new subs, all the old subs. Shout out to the best minds in the business, man. Shout out to everybody that banged the Cash App one time. Tokroke, I don't know who that is. Shout out to all the new subs, all the old subs, new followers, old followers. Appreciate everybody that shared, everybody that liked, subscribed. I rock with y'all, man. I love that. Thanks for all the super chats. I appreciate y'all. We only got 4 in here. I read both of them. Looks like I can only read one. Q Esther, Nurse Ash, I appreciate y'all. Really do.